Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Plebcast. My name is Mouse David, and today we are going to talk about playoffs. Joining me, of course, is on the top right, I believe, is TDS, and on the top left is Slayer as usual. So, welcome, guys. How are you doing?
Well,
Great.
I think after the duo cast with some scuffed audio, we're good.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about last time that I couldn't make
It
it
was a
because,
nice experiment.
Yes. Well, we figured out something.
yeah,
Yeah.
at least
We figured out something
uh,
at least. Yeah.
learning about the production and of how to make a podcast possible.
Yep.
I'm sorry I couldn't
Hey, we're
make it.
getting
I had
better
to
at it.
take,
Hey, we're getting better
yeah.
at it. Now the
I
videos
Small
are
baby
in
steps.
1080p. Aha.
Nice, nice, nice. I couldn't come because I was out with my family. Yeah, out in the province. So unfortunately, the timing didn't work out. But now we're back, and we're here to talk about how playoffs was gone so far. So which region do you guys want to start with first?
Let's start with the one
Hmm.
region that hasn't started playoffs yet, which is
LCS.
going to start in 2 days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so
two
soon.
days. So,
LCS.
ah, you can hear that sadness from Miles's voice.
LCS. My God.
What do you mean sadness? Can't you feel the excitement in his mouth,
Nope.
in his
Uh,
voice?
Nope. You can hear him
It's
groaning.
great,
uh,
great talking about the LCS.
I love talking about the LCS.
I mean, we should just start with this. Summit's MVP, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
probably.
Summit's MVP, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like I do agree, and at the same time, I'm still doubting it just because of the aim games that he has had. But apart from like that, I feel like he should be, if not the MVP, top two,
Mm-hmm.
the
I mean, who do
conversation
you
for
think
MVP.
should be MVP?
I think, like, I want to say someone from Team Liquid, particularly Corja J, because I think that he's still probably one of the best players in the whole league.
Like,
And
what do
Uh,
you
he
think?
also like I feel like when with Corja J, like the dominance from Team Liquid was much more apparent than when it was
Oh
Alo.
yeah, okay. That was the thing I was gonna ask you. Like, do you think there was like a noticeable change after Core JJ joined back into the roster?
Like you can see how much more dominant they look. Like obviously, it's Corja J is the best support in the league, but like the impact that he adds is not just the fact that he's there, but he actually makes things happen for his team, which I think it really does make Team Liquid much more powerful, and
Hmm.
I think makes them be a BO5 team that I wouldn't want to face in an A at all,
Hmm.
and no point.
I see. I see. So you think they'll be stronger in the BO5, basically?
Yep.
Do you think? Here's my big question to you, TDS. Do you think the quality of the games in North America has increased this season?
I feel like it's a hard thing to call out because I thought it was good at the start, but like with the continuation, I think that it dwindled and then it began lacking in comparison to the previous. Like some things I think were expected, but when you have top teams floundering to bottom teams the way that they do, like it's either a really good thing because the bottom teams are showing good things, or it's a bad thing because they are throwing away games in a way that you shouldn't against these bottom teams. And more times than less, it happened in the second one, where top teams were actually doing bad things that meant that they were going to lose the game. So
Hmm.
that's why I'm not super convinced with a lot of things that we've seen from an A. I think that the most consistent one have been Team Liquid, then 100 Thieves, because I think 100 Thieves picked up the slack really, really nicely later on in the
yes.
split, and
Mm-hmm.
then C9. C9, I think, has fallen in that regard, even though I still think that they are probably the second best team. I think that they have fallen quite heavily in some regards, like really, really heavily. And I think you can see it in their gameplay. Like even though Sumit has been probably the best top laner, he has had some in games that are really, really questionable, and not only against top teams. TSM is not a top team, and you still managed to put out a performance that was really, really questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, TSM fired their coach, and all of a sudden they can beat everyone.
Are we gonna
That
talk about that weird controversy or
that's
I
no?
the
mean, we already
myth.
talked about it last week. I mean,
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I guess you can do that in TSM.
It was a really weird situation.
No, I guess you
I
can
was
do it
just reading
in
about
TSM.
it. I was just reading about everything on Reddit, and then like, what the fuck?
How? Yeah. Still don't know how he got away with that. He
I
didn't get
mean,
away ultimately, but he was
yeah.
getting away with it.
can he get away? He's already in China.
I mean, I don't think he'll get away.
From
I,
what?
Can you
They're
do
gonna
something
sue
in
him?
based on
In
most
China
reports,
against that?
apparently he's given back the money.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right,
So
fair enough.
so yeah,
But
I
Peter
guess
Zhang probably never gonna be welcomed in any LCS by any team ever again. Which is the
probably.
yeah. I mean,
I still
anyway.
feel like I still feel he's going to get a job back. Like the people think that this is life running, but more times than not, like it should be. And honestly, I hope that it doesn't turn into life running. But realistically, I've seen like a lot of times where these kind of things never actually turn into no jobs. Like in the region for 10 years, and then later on you can come back in maybe another game or in your own region. Like it actually doesn't destroy completely your career.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
Fair
yet
enough.
someone that has been like that.
yeah, fair enough. I mean, you can probably find a job in the LPL too, or barring that PCS. To be
LTL,
honest, PCS.
yes.
Yeah, so there's still options open for him. Uh, unfortunately, because yeah, we don't think what he did is a good thing, to
Yep.
Yeah.
say the least. I think that's the unanimous consensus on that regard. But yeah,
Yep.
anyway, moving on to let's talk more about spring playoffs. Do you guys have any expectations on how far each of these teams will go? I mean, let's start with the sixth place team, Golden Guardians.
Ooh. Well, honestly, I think like given who loses in the top in the winners bracket, and they might end up just playing like C9 or 100 Thieves at this point, right?
Mm,
Because
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think in any universe we think TL is going to lose to
EG,
EG,
nope.
right?
EG, yeah,
I don't
probably
think
not.
in any universe that's going to happen. Um, so they're gonna probably end up playing C900 Thieves, and I don't think, like, yeah, they'll take the odd game or two, but I don't think they can beat them in a series. Like
Yeah, that's the main
100
problem,
Thieves,
right?
100 Thieves, like uh, 9 out of 10 games or 8 out of 10 games will be as consistent as as you can get from an A team,
Mm-hmm.
and C9 will be on their A game for most of the times, but again, they have those int games.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah.
the regular season doesn't have a lot of bearings because, well, they're all best of ones, guys.
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
that's the big problem, right? At least in the LP and LCK, we can have a better idea of how the teams will play.
I mean, unless you're ravaged by COVID. I mean, that's a separate conversation.
Yeah, I mean that's we don't need to talk about that when talking when talking about
Yeah.
the format. That's just
Yeah.
COVID's a very special scenario
Yep.
that
In every sense.
in every sense of the word very
Yep.
special because like it's never like for the history of league for like since 2000 since season 1 this like never happened before.
Yep.
Right. Anyway, uh all right, so Golden Guardians probably not going to end up going far in the playoffs if we're going to be completely honest
Yeah.
because
I
even
would say already doing what they should have done, which is, or not should have, but better,
uh,
doing better than what they should have done. Reaching playoffs already is,
yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
nice for
mean,
them.
beating Dignitas out of that spot gotta feel good.
yeah, definitely has to feel
I
good.
think Dignitas and IMT, because those two were
I
kind of
mean,
the teams that you were looking for.
IMT was below. IMT just had 5 wins, but more
No, but
importantly,
I mean, in the overall sense, the ones that we expected to see in playoffs, I would have think would be IMT and or Dignitas,
yeah,
not GG. So the fact that they arrived there, I think already good for them because it's
yeah.
not a team that we expected to see here.
I honestly think like for me at least in the LCS, FlyQuest exceeded expectations. Golden
Yep,
Guardians definitely exceeded expectations. Even CLG did, given how raw the roster is. They're very raw. Like they barely have any like barring who
contracts.
barring contracts. I don't think they have a lot of LCS experience. Obviously Jenkins does, but again, that's just a few games, right?
Yep.
And they don't have a lot of experience, especially their bot lane Luger and Poom. I think Poom did play a bit for 100 Thieves. I
He
remember.
did a little bit, but he then was like I think he played for first 4 or 5 weeks and then he was replaced.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
uh,
think Boom was ready for
yeah,
LCS when he
definitely.
was put in,
But then,
but he's definitely decent.
yeah, but then giving Luger and Palafox the proper opportunity, yeah, that's they're going to do well. Like I think
Yeah.
that's one of the teams I'm looking forward to for the entire League of Legends scene in for summer
North
because
America, yeah.
I want like I want to see how far CLG can go with this roster because I think they're very talented.
Hmm.
Like and if they reach like again if they reach top 6 in summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's that sends a message to the NA scene that yeah, we can
It's
do this.
possible.
No, yeah, we can do this with homegrown. We can do this with players that have grown up in our academies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exactly homegrown because Luger's not technically American, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But he did play a lot in the academy scene, and then
Yeah.
he
I did.
made his way up, and then everyone's like, yeah, let's do this. It's not like yeah, sure, he played the TCL, but I don't think anyone thinks for a second that the TCL is better than an A. So yeah,
No, no, I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying.
so.
So
I
yeah,
think
Maybe
I
a
think
couple of months.
a lot of like flame towards NA would be like, oh yeah, they're just a minor region
yeah.
masquerading as a major region. But come on, guys,
Like
let's be real.
like
NA
I
can
Well, they
still
honestly
have
be.
think
lost
that
the region,
I
so
honestly think that yeah, sure. Um when you bring in Asian leagues, at that point you can say okay, NA is not playing well enough, right?
Mm,
For a supposed fourth major region, they're not playing well enough because at times we've seen the PCS outperforming them.
yeah.
We've seen the
BCS.
VCS outperforming them when the VCS was there, right?
yeah,
So I mean, so when you look at that, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But when you take into account the western regions, TCL and you know OPL, whatever, right? Whatever
yeah.
you want to call it, they're not anywhere near what.
OPL quote unquote Western.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know where you put the
I know
LCO
it's not
anymore.
OPL. It's not
They
OPL.
don't
It's
It's
show
LCO.
LCO
like
now. I don't know where you
LCO
put the
now.
LCO anymore, right?
NA, I guess.
I mean, they're part of NA now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're part of
yeah,
it.
they're
They're
So
officially
that
in A.
means they're the West.
the traitors. No, I'm
The
just kidding.
trade. I mean,
Raiders.
I'm just saying
Wow.
that we've never seen these teams like quite outperforming NA. So NA still deserves a spot as being a major region. The question is, when they play against the VCS or the PCS, where did they stack up? Well, obviously the PCS not this year because a lot of talent
they
left.
Yeah, they lost a lot of their best players. Maple left. Fuck, Doggo went to BLG.
They are
River
with
LG
River
ended.
BLG.
went to Dignitas.
Yeah, River went to Dignitas.
Where's Kaiming and Unified?
They're still there, I think.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
At least they have something.
They are
Yeah,
rebuilding. Fine.
I feel like more PCS players will either that or PCS becomes the LPL playing ground.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Gotcha. So okay, so coming back to NA,
We can do
right?
it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about FlyQuest because
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to move to FlyQuest too because these.
I think, well, let's go to hypotheticals. Let's say, I mean, we're
Yeah.
expecting TL to beat EG. Wait, I do want
Yeah.
to check something. What was
Yeah.
their standings? Like, yeah, if TL does beat EG, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we could see a possibility where EG could be facing FlyQuest, and
FlyQuest could win that.
I
Yeah.
think that's a winnable series for FlyQuest.
That's definitely a
Yeah.
winnable series for FlyQuest. So FlyQuest could go on to round two. Probably end up gonna face either C9 or 100 Thieves. That's a bit harder to pull off. Do
Yeah,
you think it's still winnable though?
Yeah.
I mean, I
I would say
think
yes.
it's definitely winnable against EG, but not like I don't think it's winnable against TL because I think TL's got enough time to kick in the gears, and I don't think they're good enough to beat 100 Thieves because again, as I said, 100 Thieves is too consistent of a team to
C9
pull an
though. What
egg,
if they run it?
pull an egg. The problem with C9 is C9 is so volatile that I can't tell, but in most likelihood, probably not because again, C9's got all the talent in the world.
Yeah,
Summit,
true.
Fudge, Blabber,
Berserker.
Berserker, and Winsome. It's
Yeah,
it's a stacked roster, so I don't see a single way where they just lay an egg for the entire series. They might lose two games because well, duh. I mean, you know,
I mean,
it.
yeah, fair enough.
I mean, everyone's lost two games, so you can lose two games in a series and still win. EDG,
Yeah, ask
Lost two
JDG. Ask
lost two games in the finals and then still won. So
True.
ask JDG from earlier. Ask Gen G.
I mean,
Genji as
Genji in
well.
Genji's case was entirely different, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, but I think FlyQuest has a very good shot at beating EG,
yeah.
and then I think at that point they'd probably be happy as it is,
I see.
like
Okay.
with the development, with
So,
getting
yeah, yeah.
getting.
So, of
I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. Tukui?
Tukwil? I
uh,
think it's Tukui.
Tukui, yeah, Tukui.
Sure. Let's call him that. I think he's definitely shown why FlyQuest took an interest in him,
Mm-hmm.
and why definitely European teams made a mistake last year, because he was rumored to go to Vitality
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
last year, and I think that would have been a good step forward for them in terms of moving forward. But again, they got the super team. They got
Yeah,
bigger things to worry about now.
they got a super team.
They went all in. They went all in. But yeah, you could see why they went for him, and then you can see, you can see Jose Diodo being a good good jungler, and then I believe the top laner is Kumo. Is it Kumo?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
Kumo.
Kumo.
Kumo's doing well. Kumo's doing
Yeah,
really well, and their bot lane is definitely um, Johnson and Efrumu, right?
yeah. Johnson and From was
Yep.
solid.
Yeah,
They're
solid,
solid bot lane.
solid.
They're solid
So
bot lane.
exactly. So I mean, they're a solid team, but it's like, are they really going to beat TL, Hundred Thieves, and C9? Not really.
The question
So
is whether they can punch above
yeah.
their weight, right? If
So
they can
so
Yeah,
punch
the
above
biggest
their weight, then
in a series though, in not a one game. It's a
yeah,
series.
yeah, it's a
that's the harder
series.
part. That's the harder part. It's gonna be a
But
best of
I,
5.
I would say I think TL no. I actually give them much more potential for C9 and 100 Thieves both. Because even though I still think that both of those teams are better, I think FlyQuest has some ways of playing that may be harsh on 100 Thieves and C9 sometimes, and
Hmm.
they have shown it in the regular season. Now, executing it on a BO5, it's going to be much more difficult, obviously. But I think FlyQuest has the potential to reach top three, if I'm honest. I think that they can go over one of those teams, or
I
over
think
either of those teams. I think TL, there's no, I don't think there's chance with TL. But with 100 Thieves or C9, I would give them the potential there. I wouldn't even
I,
be surprised if they reach finals, if I'm honest, with
I
FlyQuest.
would honestly like to give credit to FlyQuest coaching staff and
Yes.
infrastructure because no one expects much from them and they punch above their weight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this roster whether they will be
I
able to
I
specifically, but
honestly think
historically they've
yeah.
been punching above their weight.
I honestly think TSM should just take a page out of CLG and FlyQuest and Golden Guardians at this point. Like, look at them.
Yeah,
Like
imagine,
seriously. Like seriously.
imagine saying,
Taking a page out of the
Like,
CLG,
what
I think
happens when you
TSM would
have a
rather
proper
buy their own
organization
feed
that
before
knows
that.
how to run an esports?
Now,
yeah,
well, I think we should focus much more on FlyQuest in that regard because CLG, this is the first split they actually done that. We
yeah, true.
shouldn't be
I
so
mean,
I
hold on
think
CLG
for the
was good at one
CLG.
point. Let's be fair.
Yeah,
it's because
for 5
FlyQuest.
years ago,
I think FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, and even
But I
EG, like they put the foundations for like something good in the long term,
yeah.
right? TSM,
yeah,
they did not. They just had the brand name and they just bought people who would win them
Yeah, who's playing mid
yeah,
lane
not the
for
same as
TSM now?
TSM.
What's his name?
TSM takeover.
takeover.
Takeover,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, takeover was in the academy.
yes.
He was in their academy previously. He was playing Latam.
So I mean, it's like they're just grasping at straws at the moment to just figure out, what works. But again, they don't still have a top laner that they want to groom because, well, Hoodie's still there, and I don't understand the reason why. I mean, we'll know in summer. Let's give them a break for this split because, well,
So when they fail in summer, what is going to be the excuse?
I don't know.
Did they did they even have an excuse at that point?
No, I mean,
Can they can they finally blame Reggie, or will they try
What
and
do you
I,
mean
I
see
mean,
what
finally
other
blame Reggie?
player?
Everyone's been raging Reggie
I
ever.
honestly,
No, no, no. But it's one thing when when the outside blames Reggie, but it's another thing when the actual
yeah,
organization blames Reggie.
but
Yeah, that's fair.
I believe
Hmm.
that if they don't do well in summer, like again, it's 8 teams making playoffs. If they don't
Yeah,
make
they have to
playoffs
be
in
really
summer,
bad.
if they don't make playoffs in summer, right? I feel like I think Spica will just say, "Hey,
Leave.
I want out."
Yeah.
Bye. So I mean, it's it's a bad situation for TSM in that regard. And why I say this is because I've seen like and to defend CLG for a bit for the past years, even though their teams haven't succeeded, you could see why they were making the moves. It's just the
Making the most
players that
what?
were performed.
Yeah, that is true, but at the same time, there's so many questionable things about of how they've making the moves.
I mean,
I
true,
mean,
but
Like, do we need to remember that video from last year?
I have a bit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy who did it got fired. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I have.
That's one positive change. But I mean, like that's one thing that comes from the 6 years that CLG hasn't done anything, or 5 years
True.
that CLG hasn't done
True.
anything.
Do
So
I
they're
do
the
have
first time that they actually
I do
are.
have a bit of inside information from CLG that
How the
it's mostly
how
probably upper management that's been causing the problem.
Oh.
so it's the guess that everyone had that ended up being true.
Yeah, that's what. It's been a while since I've been told. Since I got
Isn't
clued in on
CLG
that.
owned by
Uh,
isn't CLG owned by Madison Square Group or something?
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
guess who
Oh.
also
Oh, of course. Of
guess which
course.
other team they own?
No, yeah, the
Let
New
me
York
check.
Knicks. Of course it's
Oh wait,
of course Mr. James Dolan is involved.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
about those teams, so I don't. I
I
simply
mean,
don't know
listen,
who. But hey,
New, I hate to bring this up, but the New York Knicks are the epitome of dysfunction in the have been the epitome of dysfunction in the NBA for years at this point.
yeah.
Like they've been the epitome of dysfunction.
Has there been any? There's
like
nothing been. I've never heard anything good about the Knicks ever.
I mean, the Knicks did well last year. Not
I
this
mean,
year
that's
though.
recent though.
Not this year though. They crashed
Yeah,
and burned this year.
so, is this going to happen once again with CLG this year? They actually do good, and the next one, no.
I mean, I think the Knicks don't. I don't think the Knicks have a fundamental issue anymore. Like upper management wise, it's more the players are not performing. That's pretty much it.
Being garbage. Okay,
Yeah. Also, my cat's distracting me right now. Anyways, let's move on.
it's
yeah.
fine.
Let's move on. All right. So we talked about FlyQuest. Let's go up a bit and talk about EG.
Yes.
All right, guys. EG. Do they have a chance?
No,
No,
Against
probably
GL,
not. Probably not. They don't
they
have a chance.
do. I mean, nothing is improbable. I'd give them
Uh,
10%.
okay, 10%.
okay,
Not too
wow.
bad.
Hmm? Yeah,
TDS, what percent do you give them?
I think 5 is generous.
Now, the reason I give 10% is
If I'm
because
honest.
EG's strongest point is definitely their bot lane. And
Mhm.
if EG can get their bot lane ahead somehow,
Mhm. Yeah, they're
they
also
could win.
against Hansama and Core JJ,
I
which is
know,
I
but
think
that's why I said
The
10%.
best
That's why I
bot
said
lane in an
10%.
8,
Also, if Jojo Pune is anything like what people have hyped him as,
which he hasn't shown so far.
yeah, hasn't shown that yet,
Like,
I guess.
it's funny how his best game was against academy players.
yes.
Like,
Jojo Pin
I
probably
hope that
knows.
I
Uh,
hope that shows that it's not a good performance by
yeah,
Jojo if his best game is finally just against academy players. Like, I
yeah.
still have hope for him. I think that next play he would be better, but this play he has left a lot to be desired. And for the hype that he gave, he is not there at all. Not even
Yeah.
close.
I mean,
We don't
yeah.
have a cream. We don't have a cream We don't even have a cream situation on our hands. He just
At least
hasn't
I'm
been
you
there.
bring your
yeah.
team to playoffs, yeah.
I mean, my
So
thing
well,
is,
we'll just open this.
when we talk about hello cat, when we talk about um, EG, it's like okay, my cat's walking on my camera. God damn.
Nice. Cat cam. No, no, leave it there. That's what keeps the people
I mean, he
interested.
Yeah,
just walked
that's
away. He just walked away. But yeah, with EG, I feel like while their bottling is playing really well, I think Impact is still pretty good. I mean, world champion
yeah.
Impact. I don't know how long he plays at this point. You know, you
Um,
can't even count
eight
out the
years, I think.
option that yeah, he might be one of the best top laners to ever play League of Legends because he's playing for so long and he doesn't seem like he's dropped a step.
Yeah, he has. Even though it's he is an NA, and it's probably been at this point.
I
Has
mean,
he
he
been playing in
plays well
NA
in
longer
He,
international
than?
tournaments.
the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is,
he does.
how many worlds has he reached since out of Team One? And I think he has only missed like three. Missed like three.
Yes. And
So
and
that's still such good
even
performance.
if you say it's NA, it's nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, yeah, it is
He's
nothing to solve. That's the point.
like he's done things where with longevity that most people haven't, well, barring Faker, obviously.
Yep.
Um,
I
but
think Impact's been playing since season
wow, season
But
two.
I
one.
think he's been playing
Season one.
before,
He's been playing season
even
one
before
professionally.
Faker,
Season two.
even before Faker.
Yeah, even before Faker.
I mean,
Impact was one of the oldest, one of the senpais in that SKT1 roster in
yes,
2013. He was
yes,
the senpai.
Judgment Day.
yes.
Ah, the best name. I just remember the other day. I remember the actual name of that T1 roster. Best name ever.
I mean,
Wait, Judgment Day?
I mean, I mean,
Yeah, T1 Judgment Day.
the LEC
Love
did a video on this, like guess every player in team in order from latest to like earliest,
Hmm.
already.
and then a lot of people stumbled on like they all forgot the Samsung. A lot of people forgot Samsung Galaxy exists, and then a lot of people forgot Samsung White existed.
Wow.
How could they?
I mean, before Samsung White, who won? Like, it's like it's a lot because when you think about it, before Samsung, like no one, like a lot of people don't remember that before, after Samsung White won, SKT won 2 years, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
before Samsung White won, SKT won, and then
And
it was the Fnatic and the
I
it was the
bet
Type
these
A
guys
Assassins
don't.
and the
Taipei
Fnatic.
I
Assassins.
bet these guys don't even know Shushay. They don't
I
even
can
know.
bet. I can bet you they don't even know.
They don't know these
I mean,
guys.
I
Some
mean,
they
I
don't.
will
Do
say,
they know BB?
I,
Do they know him?
yeah,
I'm
Do
fine
they know
with them not
okay.
Toys?
knowing
Someone
some
did say
people.
BB.
Yeah.
I will say two people did go to the to the to Fnatic. Two people did. Actually, no.
Yeah.
One person went to Fnatic, and it was
How
obviously
long have they been playing? Was it Jankos?
no. It was Perks and Finn.
Okay, thank God. So they are not that old. Okay, that's good.
Perks and
Yeah,
Finn
because if it
definitely
was,
went to Type A Assassins, and obviously they forgot who. Like I think one of the maybe Odo did as well, but uh, one of them forgot who the support was for Type A, obviously.
yeah, I
And
cannot
and
even say.
and
I
then
don't
at
even
the
remember.
end, Parks definitely forgot who the Fnatic support was. It's
Wasn't
really
it
hard to
expect?
know who the 2011
No,
support was.
isn't it rated? Wasn't it even rated?
Was it
For
rated?
Fnatic?
For
No,
I
no, no. It
think
was
for Fnatic season one
no, no,
was
no.
it wasn't
Unrated.
rated,
Unrated
right?
was in SK. Unrated was in SK, not Fnatic.
Who was it? I forgot. Like I remember Soaz was top lane.
Mm, I can. Yeah,
That
it's
that
No,
was the
Soaz.
year Soaz was
No,
top
so
lane.
Soaz was in Triple A.
yeah, no, so was in Triple A. They were at the
Yeah,
finals.
it was Expeke, Cyanide. Those two were.
Oh no,
Expeke
it was
was a top
XPK.
laner
Right,
because
XPK was the
Shushe
top
was a mid
laners.
laner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Cyanide was definitely the jungler. Uh, yeah,
Uh,
Shushay was the mid
it was
laner.
it was Melisande.
Melisande.
I mean,
Melisande
a
was the
lot of people
support,
forgot who that is, right?
and the AD carry was Lamia Sidor.
Hey, Lamia,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I
Lamia.
think We Will Failure was their sub. We Will Failure was their sub, but
I just
I mean,
cannot.
if whenever everyone thinks of Fnatic, the OG Fnatic roster, everyone remembers so as Cyanide,
So sign
XPK, yeah,
Expeke
Yellow Star, and Reckless joined before Reckless was Steelback, right?
and
mm,
I remember Pushu.
All
Push, yeah,
right,
Push.
yeah.
That was another AD carry of
I
the
mean, that
time.
was an era. But yeah, speaking
Yeah.
of Fnatic players, let's come to TL, right?
TL.
Because Whippo.
Yeah, Whippo. I mean, he's
True.
doing really good job in NA so
I
far.
mean, I mean, I would say if the MVP doesn't go to someday, like not someday,
Summit.
Summit, it should go to Whippo. Like
Mm.
Okay.
Whip was basically like, yeah, I boss top lane now.
I
If
mean,
we if
Bippo's an
didn't watch
LPL
against me,
as an LPL player masquerading as a as a Westerner. Let's
Yes,
be real.
yes.
He's an LPL
Though
top
I
laner
don't think he'll
masquerading.
consider himself an LPL player after the shy taught him a lesson.
No, he probably got inspired by that. To be
Probably
honest,
did.
and he probably got inspired. He was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to be as dominant as this guy. I want to make my opponents feel the way I felt when I went up against the shy.
it hasn't happened yet, but yes, he probably felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, right.
I mean, I
That's
mean,
his playstyle. He just goes for it.
I mean, yeah. But again, like the thing which I other reason I gave 10% chance to EG
Hmm.
is I don't think Bjergsen is playing as well as he should. That's just me.
Yeah, he looks a bit rusty.
That's me. You know what I mean? Like it's like TL is so good. I think they're masking the deficiencies like mid lane has right now. Like
Imagine if they're
Bjergsen
if
is
they
a bit rusty. Like it's not like he's a bad player. It's just he's rusty.
yeah, imagine if like if TL
I
do
think
go to
because
MSI, do you think he'll get hard exposed?
yeah, that's the thing. I think that for like I think this showcases a bigger problem in NA overall than people are kind of pointing out because it's not like Bjergsen is actually just outperforming and playing like the best player. It's just that some of the problems that he has been covered by not only by TL but by the team's mistake, the
Yeah.
opponent's mistakes.
There's
So
not really anyone who can challenge him right
To be
now.
honest, let's think about it, guys.
at this
Who's the
point,
best?
no,
What are the best three mid laners in NA? One of them is Tukui,
Bjergsen,
obviously.
Puch,
Tukui.
and Tukui. Yeah,
And the other one is not in LCS right now.
I mean, I mean, I would say it's
no,
Tukui,
the other one is
Abedagi, and
Fudge.
Fudge.
I think it's Fudge, the
I think
second
it's
one. The second
Abedagi
one.
and Fudge, obviously. Like Abedagi has picked up a lot.
In the last weeks, yeah. But I still think that I think Fudge has been overall better than him this split.
I mean,
So I would say
Overall, yeah,
Bjergsen.
sure.
yeah,
Overall, yeah.
overall,
Overall, I
sure.
think
I'm not gonna deny
yeah.
that, but
I'm
I
I'm
feel
mostly overall. Abelage has played better recently. Yeah,
The best
I
mid
think Abedagi
laner,
has been better than Bjergsen given the circumstances
the
because
best mid laner in
Hunter
NA
Thieves wasn't
not on
doing
a
very
team
well.
right now.
Hunter
yeah.
Thieves wasn't doing very well, and
They were resting. They were power spiking for playoff,
I mean,
About this take,
waiting for
like
that
summer,
playoff
like
force.
summer.
yes,
Exactly. They were just waiting for power spike playoffs. Now I don't think they are going to win. Just
guys,
saying,
guys,
but
guys. How
power
about this
spiking.
take? The best mid laner in NA is not on a team right now.
Ooh,
Jisuke.
could happen.
No,
Could
Jensen.
happen.
I'm talking about Jensen.
Yeah,
Jisuke. Are you sure it's not Jisuke?
I think there's a few teams that can call him.
I think that he's not going to go to any of those teams.
I feel like
Like,
I feel
he
like
has said
TL.
he,
I
he
feel
has
like
said
TL
that there's
replacing
no chance.
Jensen was a
So
bit int. Not gonna lie. Even if
I'm
I
not
it,
think Jensen
against
will do
it.
the same thing.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'm not against it because of what you can get with Bjergsen, and I'm not talking about playstyle. I'm talking
Oh,
about
got it.
branding.
you're
I
talking
got
about
it.
what?
Branding,
Branding.
because if you're
Okay,
going to
TL
get
fine.
needs more of a
equal,
branding. Wait, hold on. TL
no,
needs
no,
more of
no.
a branding.
They don't need more branding, but if you're getting like because you're getting pretty similar with Bjergsen or Jensen in a lot of instances. So
Yeah.
if you can get even more exposure, I feel you just take that as an org because that's more money.
Fair enough.
That's just what I go for. Not that like TL needs more branding. It's just that Bjergsen has more than Jensen. I feel like that's a fact. So it's like taking Messi or Ronaldo. You just take the player that gives you more money.
I will take your explanation.
That's how I feel.
Even though I don't think it's the right decision.
Yeah, no, like I'm not behind that. I'm just saying I feel like that's what they opted
Yeah.
into, especially because when you think about the first organization after Bjergsen leaves CSM, which is going to be, I want to follow that, and I just feel like the hype around that was
Yeah,
really really high,
But
yeah. And
I think for EG's success, Jojo Pion has to show up. Like, he has to do
which he
something.
won't. But yeah,
Because I think him not playing as well as he should have is kind of limiting Inspired because we all know what Inspired is. He plays
yeah,
well
we all know
around
what
yeah,
we know
he
what inspired can do.
yeah he plays well around prior lanes. That's been his whole style for most of his career.
true.
I mean,
I also think he has been slacking a little bit, not only because of Jojo, but because of himself. But I do think that when you have a mid laner that actually has power, it makes jungling much more easy,
yes,
as
it does.
has been shown in multiple other teams.
No, I mean, yeah, it's just the way it is, right? How mid and jungle are connected as a
Yeah,
duo. If your jungler sucks mid lane, if your jungler sucks, it's gonna be hard to hold down mid. If your mid laner sucks, it's gonna be hard to do anything as a jungler.
Yeah.
yep.
Let's move on
Look at
then.
the LNG.
Yeah, let's move on then. 100 Thieves versus C9.
I think this is really contested, and I think this is
We go
probably
5 games. We go
yeah,
five
yeah. The
games
thing
on
is,
It
this.
the
will
thing is,
probably
I,
go
I
five.
take this I take this as how I gave as how I talked about with TES last week. With I think they would have preferred having an easier matchup first because I feel like the first game for C9 is going to be the most not
Volatile.
harsh but volatile. Yeah. So I feel like if they had an easier opponent like TS had with PLG, it would have been better for them. But if
Mm.
they were thrown immediately against LNG, I wouldn't have thought that they were going to execute. So C9 being thrown immediately against 100 Thieves that is in a hot streak, it's really really dangerous, and I'm not even sure if C9 can take it. If I'm honest, I feel like it goes to 5 games, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being 3-1 in favor of 100 Thieves
I mean,
as
my
well.
my only contention is bot lane
Mm.
because C9's bot lane, as talented as they are, they don't have much experience,
True.
Mm.
and they're
These are
literally
first
playing,
playoffs
and they're
in
They're
literally
general.
playing
playing
against the best
FBI and
bot lane in
Hui.
NA.
They're
Best
playing
bot lane
FBI
in
and Hui.
NA.
Yeah.
Second best bowling, but yeah,
I mean,
Or
yeah,
hey,
Hansama
fine.
Korjaje. Hansama
Top
Korjaje, right?
top top two. There we go. Top
Top
two
two,
yeah.
bot lane.
definitely,
Top two.
for sure. But yeah, like I
That
am
was
worried about that, and then I'm also worried about the fact that Fudge is gonna play Abedage, and Abedage is not gonna give him a lot of space.
yeah. I
And then
think
Blabber and Closer will be also a very close matchup. It's
Yeah.
like,
what about top lane?
I mean, yeah,
The top lane thing
comment.
though.
I mean,
Like
it's
let's say
Korean versus
The
Korean.
thing is,
I
yeah, the
It's
thing
know,
Korean
is,
but
versus
this is
Korean.
someday it's not going to be that bad as it could have been. Like if it was someday Summit against what is his name Kumo, then it's over, or
I mean,
Licorice, it's over.
I think
But
there's I can
here's my
see three. I can see at least two top laners that can face Summit in the top lane. It's for sure. It's Someday and Impact,
what
right?
about Whippo?
And the problem with Whippo is coin flippy, and
Ah, yeah,
you know how
okay.
that goes.
Okay.
But
Fair
but
enough.
I think when you're playing against a top laner with a lot of experience like Summit, like like a Someday or a Impact, they
Mhm.
know how to work around this matchup, even if they're going to be put on tank duty.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like they know how to not lose. Like they know how to lose graciously.
like Kin.
If I say what
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
lose
like Kin.
graciously. But again, his team will have to do favors because even in this
Mm.
meta, you can't let the top laner get too far ahead. You have to cover for him for 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 one way or the other, right? And
Yeah.
and
I'm
I
kind of
think
interested in seeing. Oh, sorry.
you're gone.
Yeah, no, I was thinking because we're talking about the potential meta as well, and the fact that they are playing on the new patch makes me
Yes.
think how many things would change because I know Hecarim is going to be feel changed in a sense as well. So I want to see how that affects the Blabber Shango pool, how that affects the way that they try to
They're gonna
play
play
around top lane because
12.5, right?
the
They'll play 12.5.
12.6.
Really?
Yeah, they play apparently. Yeah, I didn't know this, but apparently they played on the newest patch. So
12.6
it's going to
just
be
came
interesting
out.
on that. Yeah, they're playing on that
They just
apparently.
came out like a few days ago.
I don't know who was the idea of this, but apparently it's going to be 12.6.
I doubt it. Like 12.6 just came out a few days ago. I don't
Yeah,
see a
but
way it'll happen.
I heard it yesterday. Like legitimately, I heard it yesterday.
We'll have to see.
Well, yeah, we'll
That
have to see.
that'd be a bit interesting, I must say.
Indeed.
That'd be
Indeed.
random,
Playoffs
if
after
I'm honest.
after a few days of patch.
Yeah, but
Check
that'd be
W.
That's
random, if I'm
scuffed.
honest.
That's scuffed.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this might be the one series that I might think, okay, I have no idea what will happen.
Either
Yeah,
could win. This is probably the match to watch, honestly.
Yeah, the series two was definitely for sure.
I also think
In
that
L
if
in LCS of course.
yeah, like this is also a match that if it's a one-sided stump for either side, I can see there being an argument
Just
for a
being the
potential
champ.
final against TL. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that TL should be at this point like over 50% the champ,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So right now they if this is a stump for either side, then and particularly for 100 Thieves, because I think that Cena
Yeah,
is still
but
too,
again,
too
we'll
young.
talk more about Golden Guardians and FlyQuest next week because their games are on
Yeah,
obviously 10th or 11th. It's like
Yeah.
it's a bit like
next week.
like LCS is taking their sweet time with this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep.
Meanwhile, China and Korea, like, we gotta get this over
Korea
with.
is
There's
I mean,
finishing
Asian games a
Korea's
Saturday.
month.
Korea's
Come
Korea
finishing
on,
is
in
guys.
two
done this
days.
Saturday.
Korea's finishing
Yeah.
in 2 days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely going to be
LPL still
watching
has a
that
lot
one.
of playoff series to go, right? I think
Uh,
LPL
Yeah,
and
especially
LE.
with thing that just happened with the COVID cases, like they are moving it, right?
yeah,
So
they're moving it to next week.
Is the matches for this week cancelled
Yeah,
tomorrow?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. They are not playing until
It's
I
gonna
think
be
they
April
haven't.
8th. It's
I
gonna be
haven't.
April 8th.
Oh, okay.
I didn't check. Right.
It's gonna be April 8th.
Oh,
So
I mean.
guys, look forward to that one.
Okay. One more free week, guys.
Yeah, and well, at
Oh,
least we just have to from that. At least this gives us opportunity to just end LCK nicely and then focus on the rest. So
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
it
I
true.
mean,
opens up easier.
true, but yeah, I think the LPL and the LEC might end around the same time. LEC will
Yeah.
definitely end next weekend, not
Yeah,
this coming weekend, next weekend.
Oh, the
yeah.
LPL will be like the last one to end of the three.
Mm, I mean, probably.
Finals to be determined when still, but
Yeah,
semifinals is going to be on April 12th and April
yeah,
4th up to April 14th. So
yeah. But I think around that week, like the April 12th, 14th, that week, LEC will end because well,
yeah,
they
so
don't have a lot of games to play anymore. I mean, except for
yeah,
this
Yeah.
week, they have 3 this week. But yeah, well, let's do predictions for the 2 series then.
okay, sure.
TL
Mm,
versus EG. What you got?
TL
see, I think 3-0.
trio.
3-1.
Okay, Danny
Again,
pops off.
it's a best of 5. Like there'll be an end game from Bimbo.
That okay.
There'll be an end game.
It's not gonna be positive from EG. It's gonna be negative from TL. Is what
Yeah,
you're saying?
probably. Yeah. I mean, I don't see a way where I mean, the only way that could happen, it could be a positive for EG is if their bot lane just somehow gets fed and they just carry the game. But
Mm.
I don't see a way where Hansom and CoreJJ just kind of throw it.
Ints away their lives.
Yeah, I don't see
All
But
it.
right.
there's a first for everything. I don't expect it, but there's a first for everything, right?
Yeah, but I don't see it. Anyways, 100 Thieves C9. That's a toughie.
I'm leaning towards 100 Thieves. How about you guys?
I'm going to say 100 Thieves 3-2.
3-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you,
This is a
TDS?
hard one to call out. Like it's really
I
really hard.
wouldn't blame you for either one, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
I think I will go C932.
Okay.
Because I said this at one point and I still stand it to a certain degree. I think C9 has probably the better players in most
Oh,
of their
definitely.
positions
You
against a
guys,
lot of teams.
you guys,
So I
you
think
guys
that
know what this
player
means,
wise
right?
they can.
You guys know this. As long as they're Koreans in the team, TDS will vote. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
There's
I
Koreans
mean,
in 100
hey,
Yeah,
teams.
100
there's
Thieves
Koreans
has
in
Korean.
100 Thieves.
Hey,
Yeah,
100
Yeah,
Thieves
yeah.
has
I'm just
Koreans
kidding.
too. Well, actually, oh, hold on. It's
There's
Korean
like
9. Sorry, it's Korean 9. Sorry.
Korean 9, but yeah, no, but there's 100. There's Koreans in 100 teams as well, so
There's only
there's
one
not
one
Korean.
much
Korean. There's
There's
one
only
Korean.
one
Korean.
Korean.
One
That's
versus
just
Actually,
three
two.
actually, Hui
Hui,
is
Koreans.
also Korean.
Hui,
Hui is also
Hui's Korean,
Korean.
yeah. So it's
Oh
two
yeah,
against two.
yeah. Well, I consider
Wait,
Hui Canadian.
yeah, no, Hui's Korean as far as I care.
All right, fair enough. Fine. Three versus two Koreans. C9 wins. That's TDS logic, obviously.
Actually, actually, you can count 4
Yeah,
because
that,
Fudge technically is a disciple of LS.
but he's not Korean yet. He has to nationalize.
I mean,
He has to nationalize before TDS considers
I
it.
Yeah,
mean,
he needs to first be considered Korean for me
It's
to
not. It's not
consider
even.
him
It's
Korean.
not
come
even
on.
race.
Exactly.
As long as you nationalize as Korean, you're
Yep.
good.
Well, that's how law works. So hey,
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah,
long
yeah.
as
Have
it's
you
the answer
nationalized
there.
yet?
Uh,
As soon as you get the passport, you
Well,
suddenly become good at league. That's
wait,
how.
hold on,
That's
hold
how
it,
on.
legal
Hey,
is.
to be
TDS hasn't
nationalized
nationalized yet.
to be nationalized there, I have to go live there, and I'm really tired to do that. So
I mean, you can do that.
I'll, I'll, I'll,
It's a
I'll
start.
marry into someone and then maybe get the nationality
Oh
or something
God,
like that.
Oh, there,
he's
there we
going to
go.
the other way.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I'm
he's
going
going
the
the back
easy way.
door.
And he
He's going
looks
the
out
back door.
and he looked outside the window just to see if the car if the car came in.
Uh,
If the
this
opportunity just
I feel this
walk
I
right
feel
by
this gives
him.
bad implications. I think this gives bad implications to me. Like this doesn't give me a good image. I'm kind of doubting now saying
Hey,
those things,
hey,
but
guys,
yeah.
we're just
Anyway.
having banter.
It's
Come
just
on,
a joke, guys.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just a
yeah,
just
joke.
yeah.
banter.
Just in
It's just a joke.
case.
Obviously, TDS is not.
Obviously,
But
he's
I still take
Colombian, and
C9.
obviously he loves to be Colombian, and
Obviously, he loves that.
he definitely loves his his football team or soccer team, whatever you call it. That's
Yeah,
what.
Yeah.
yeah, let's not go that far. I
You
won't lie
don't?
about that.
You
No,
don't?
no, I'm a Brazil fan. I've never been a Colombia fan. Never.
You traitor!
You can call me that. I don't
You
care. I've
traitor!
always, since I was three
Just
years
kick,
old and I could
just
understand
kick him
things.
to, just
I've
kick him
been a
to
Brazil
Korea
fan.
already, guys.
At,
Just
I'm really
go,
a
go
Brazil
yeah,
leave
fan.
at
comments.
this
Send him
point, I
to
just want
Korea
to
right
tweet
now.
at TDS and just tag the Colombian Football Federation or something and say, yeah,
Yeah,
this guy, yeah,
they are
just,
losers. They are
just get him
losers.
over.
They are losers. They failed to qualify to the World Cup. Why would I stand for a team that is so loser?
oh damn.
I'm a
God
Brazil
damn,
fan
it's
since and I will
absolute.
end up a
You
Brazil
absolutely went in. God damn. All right.
fan. Yeah,
Speaking of
there's
regions
none.
that like to go in LEC.
Yes.
Oh wait, but just when I take C9 3-2. Yeah.
Okay,
Just
see
to
that.
make
Miles,
All
did
right,
you
all right.
say who you're taking?
Wait, what?
C9 or
they
100
said
Thieves?
3-0,
100
3-2,
teams.
100.
Okay.
Yeah.
100 teams. 32.
Was 3-2. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was
We're
saying towards 100 teams.
we're all okay. That's that. Then let's not move to the LEC, right? Um.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's.
Woo.
I really don't want to talk about this series, but we kind of have to. Rogue
Yeah.
versus
Which one?
Misfits. That was a
Oh,
shit show.
okay. Yeah.
That was probably the worst series I've watched this week.
Although we didn't talk about it, no? Didn't we talk a little bit about it
But we
last week?
did. But Miles
Yeah, we
wasn't here.
actually
But
we
It's
talked
okay.
Miles
about
We
it.
wasn't
can
Yeah.
talk.
here.
We can talk about future
Miles.
matchups instead.
Miles.
Yeah.
Rogue versus Misfits. What do you think? You weren't here. Let's hear your thoughts.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch it. That's a problem.
Okay, you actually saved
Did I
yourself.
save my eyes? That's the question. Did I
Yeah.
save
Yes.
myself from bleaching my
Yes.
eyes?
Yeah. Yeah. Quite literally, you did.
Because yeah.
I think I was watching Excel versus Vitality instead. That's the match
I
I
mean,
was watching.
I've watched a few series in the past week or so, including the
Mhm.
Rogue Misfits one, but I
Mhm.
was like, I can't be bothered to watch this. I could just not watch this, and I could still tell how the games went.
I mean,
Like
to
Rogue
be honest,
Misfits, and we're gonna talk about this T1 KDF. I mean, what was that? Um, I don't understand. Like there's these games, and then there's Vitality Excel. I mean,
Yeah.
Lord have mercy
at least
on our
Vitality Excel.
eyes.
At
Maybe
least
that's why my
Vitality Excel was
maybe that's
like,
why my eyes are twitching at times.
yeah, maybe
Like my
that's
eyes
why.
can't handle it. They're like, yeah, I give up.
You're tired of that shit. Yep.
Bro, I was watching Excel versus Vitality, and I saw Excel extend the game by 20 minutes just because Marcoon got caught out in the river.
Yep.
And that was the moment I was like, oh, it's one of these
I mean,
games.
I mean, I mean, I
It's one of
looked
these
at
series.
Vitality. I was like, wait, what's Vitality doing? And I looked at Excel. I'm like, what's Excel doing? And then all of a sudden, in the first game, Finn gaps Alfari because
Yeah,
apparently that's normal.
yeah.
Uh, and then
Finn hard
Excel.
carries game one. Of course, we expected that, right? TDS, you expected that, sir. You expected that. We obviously expected that to happen.
Yeah, that was a series that what is happening is certainly the most used phrase to describe it. Like
I mean,
what is happening
that,
here?
that
What is
that was
happening there?
probably as
What is
comparable
happening
as
that I'm
what ifs
watching
for
this?
Avengers. What ifs? It's like a what
Yeah.
if. What if this happened?
Um,
What if Marcoon got caught every single time? What would happen? I mean, that
yep.
was
Guy,
such a
well,
weird series.
what did we say last time,
I mean,
guys?
we even had a game where Karzi carried.
Which
Like,
wasn't
like,
expected at all.
I mean, Finn carried, Karzi carried. I'm like, everyone's carrying at this
Guys,
point. I'm like, what's going
basically,
on?
Hurts.
what Excel and Vitality did, they went against every one of our points in the opposite way. we were,
Pretty much.
remember when we were like, guys, Excel is better when it comes to teamwork and like macro play and decision making and stuff like that, and then
Nope,
boom,
nope,
and,
out of the window.
and then boom, what the?
Vitality has better players, and they should be able just by hand stiff them. And
And
hmm,
It
I mean,
wasn't just hands diff though; it was also
also,
decision diff. It was
yeah,
also macro
I
diff.
want to hear your thoughts about this because this might come up on other matchups because there was a like how should I explain this? there was a heated inform conversation
Hmm.
about the usage of Aftershock Lissandra
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
because it has no damage.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
don't build aftershock Lysandra for damage.
Yeah, but if you see any other Lissandra that's been played except for the LEC, they've all been electrocuted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what the hell?
LEC behind. I can say.
I don't
I mean,
know
I
listen,
why.
mean,
if you're
what
if
was
you're
Nimtak
gonna if you're
thinking?
I mean, sure, if you're gonna go for if you're gonna go for Lysandra aftershock and you're just building tanky, it's the same concept as tank rise, right?
Yeah,
Where you're just there to
why don't you score
basically.
Rise? Like, wait,
Yeah,
wasn't
the
it
thing
the
is, you
Rogue
have
Misfit
to.
series where they forgot Rise existed?
Uh,
Wasn't it the Rogue Misfit series where they forgot Rise existed?
I think it
Like,
was the Rogue Misfit series. Let's
I
see.
mean, dude, big Rise. You wanna play
Uh,
defensive play Rise?
That's
Rise
true.
is still
Like the
there.
fact that champion was not picked at any point in that series. Yeah, it was the Rogue series.
He wasn't even
How can you?
banned.
Well, actually, when you see the rest of the series, but Misfits, well, Misfits no, Fnatic, G2 as well didn't have a rise at all.
I mean, they didn't need it. Did you see how Fnatic played?
Well, they had a December, so rise could have been an option. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, like
I mean,
yes.
did you see how Fnatic played? That's all I'm
I'm
gonna say.
not questioning that. I'm just saying rise wasn't
I mean,
an option here. So maybe
I
it's a
mean,
thing
every
where
single time
they are
Fnatic was locking in LeBlanc,
play.
Fnatic was locking in LeBlanc and Renata and Miss Jutu's like, sure.
I'm not questioning that. I'm questioning G2 100% since LeBlanc essentially won every fucking game for Fnatic. But like, I,
I mean, I
I
mean,
have my own things for that series. Yeah,
I
I have
mean,
my
uh,
things for that.
if you're going to, guys, if you're going to push the best team, the prospective best team in the LEC to more games, maybe challenge the picks that they're picking every single time. Maybe,
Yep.
you know,
just
just a little
maybe.
bit of hint.
It's the same as watching LNG play 3 games of
Oh
Rise
We'll
against
we'll
God,
get
three
there.
games
We'll
of
fucking
Ari.
get there.
let's
All right,
not
we'll
go
get
there
there.
yet.
We'll go there later. We'll go there later.
That was gold. I swear
I
that was
We'll
mean,
go
gold.
there
Watching.
later. We'll go there
I
later.
mean the early like I think the Fnatic G2 series exemplified how good Fnatic is, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
how
just
good
a,
Yankos is. Let's go.
I mean, Yankos tried.
He tried his best, man.
So
His team was a
that's
burden,
frustrating
though.
to even
His team was a
even
burden.
because yeah, like he doesn't deserve this. I swear. I think I would have like I legitimately thought, what if Fnatic had Jankos?
Yeah, I
What
know,
would you
right?
think?
Like,
I mean,
imagine how
hey,
unstoppable
Razak
Fnatic
played well
would be.
enough, though. I feel.
No, no,
I'm
Razak's
not questioning
fine.
that, but I'd rather see Jankos happy than Retor happy.
I
Just
mean, I mean,
saying.
I mean,
Wow, you really
That
phrased
sounds
it that way.
that sounds kind of bad, but I
You
just
really
I just
phrased
like
it that
I,
way.
I, I mean,
like
think about it
I don't
this
know.
way:
Is that
like
yeah
how they kept letting Fnatic pick Renata and
yep
Viego.
yep.
Hmm.
Renata and Viego in the same team. Yeah, sure, it's genius by Fnatic, but it's downright stupid if you're G2. Like, what are you doing? It's like it's
It's
like
them. Like,
Viego
wow,
take
you wanna win?
no Viego takes a reset, and all of a sudden you try to trap him, and Renata puts
Know
her
what?
W on him, and then he just kills you, and then revives once again. He takes your soul, and then revives once again. I'm like, what
Before
are
we
you
continue, I just
doing?
want to say, before we continue on that, I just want to say, I didn't know that combo existed. That combo is so stupid, but so good
It's
at the
I mean,
so
same time.
it's
I
not
good.
hate it.
it's not really a
I hate it.
combo. It's not really a combo as per se as a jail free card, right? Even if you had
Yeah,
even if it is Zillion instead of a Renata, it would work
which they
similarly,
did.
where you literally just press either W or ultimate in case of Zillion, right? And you
Mhm.
revive the Viego. Viego comes back. Viego kills someone else and then takes their soul, right?
The thing is,
Because
the thing is with
because
with Cillian there's downtime.
yeah, huh?
With Cillian there is downtime,
No,
but with
there's enough
Renata there is
downtime from Renata too. It's like 20 seconds.
Yeah, but
no.
Zillion's is
But
like
the
an alt,
revive,
so it's
you
like
get
60 seconds.
no, but I mean the revive from the Renata is almost immediate because you get the great health immediately. Like you're not dead at the moment that you get that.
Yeah,
With the revive from the Cillian there is downtime. So I mean
yeah.
that you with the Viego you can get that as quickly as possible. and you reset till death, and
Yeah.
that's it. You win the fight. But
Yeah.
with Sidian, there's a small window of opportunity. With that, there isn't. Like you have to either stun him to death perfectly or
Yeah.
kill Renata
Yeah,
before you
yeah,
go for
yeah,
that combo, which is stupid
but
for me.
again, when you have a Renata with a Viego, right? Viego can just go gung ho and be like, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna engage you. I can go in all alone. I have a Renata beside me. I'm like, I'm like, what are you? What is this
no,
draft?
Fnatic have the secret sauce. What can you say?
No, it's not even the secret sauce. Everyone knows this. This is how this works.
I mean, in that case, G2 just fumbled.
Like, how do you not know Renata is a thing?
yeah. Already after so long because it's already been played by everyone.
And it's not like Hilosang didn't play it in the regular season. He did.
Yep, he lost with it, and but still did.
All right. So guys. Just looking at the next matchup. At least since G2 lost, we get to have G2 versus Vitality.
Yes.
Perks versus his old organization.
Yes.
I'm
So
actually I'm actually kind of sad of that because I feel like I'd rather watch Misfits lose as fast as possible so that we don't have to deal with that, especially after watching their series.
I mean,
If I'm honest,
listen,
like
listen.
I'd rather they get out.
If G2 does win against Vitality, G2 plays Misfits, and G2 gets the nightmares of throwing a 10k goal lead.
and
See,
then
like
Misfits goes to
after watching
semifinals.
after watching the Misfits series, I think a monkey plays would be better in that
Hey, hey,
series
hey,
that
hey,
than
hey, hey,
Misfits.
hey! They're
Like,
rabbits. They're rabbits.
yeah, that's why I say monkeys would be better.
We need the rabbit from Monty Python. That rabbit. We need to get
Yes.
we need to get that guy under. We need to get that rabbit under.
I mean, I just think that Misfits had nerves going into their first
I
series.
hope it's just that. I really hope it's just that.
We'll see. If they still have one more chance before they get thrown out, so they'll be playing against a victor between
So
G2 and
yeah, the
Vitality.
real question
I,
is,
I and I'm pretty sure they are asking for God that it's Vitality that
yeah,
wins that because if it's G2, like I feel bad for Schlatten.
yeah. But let me ask you guys a bigger question. Do you guys think Vitality can make the run?
Yes.
No.
I am in the
Yes, I think
middle
they
of
can.
that because I'm not sure if we're going to get the cliche trope where they ramp up with each series, or if the Excel really showcase that they are not up to par. Which I think it's the second one. I don't think they are going to ramp up. If I want to say, I think they if they didn't 3-0'd, then there was no chance,
Yeah, but
and
they're
I
doing
still
great in
stand.
scrims though, guys.
Yeah, so
I feel
They're
like
doing
there's a
great in
chance.
scrims though. They're doing
I feel like
great.
there's a chance Vitality actually make the run.
yeah, like the thing is, like I said, it's the cliche kind of play where it's bound to happen. It feels like it should happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that if they didn't 3-0, that was doomed
If
because
it does happen,
Excel was
Perks is the main protagonist of Western League.
yeah, just saying like if they win against G2, I'll begin digging that potential, but I just don't think that it's going to happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen either. It's no way. Like as much as G2 got hammered
Destroyed.
by Fnatic, right? I don't see it. Like it's like
Yeah,
if
Vitality is not fanatic.
if if Alfari is getting gapped by Finn, imagine Broken Blade.
That's true.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not buying that yet. I'm not buying
and
that.
it's not like Yankos is gonna
I'm
get caught every
tentatively
single
buying
time.
the train ticket, but it's
And
not the first class ticket. You know what I mean, guys? It's the economy class ticket.
it's
I'm
a coal
buying
car.
from it.
It's the coal car.
Yeah.
Coal car.
So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not it's
I,
not it's not first class for sure.
I still know that G2 has Jankos, and Jankos is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to
I'm
be
just
doing.
waiting at the station to see which train I pick up.
Yeah, I'm certainly not discounting it, but not
Which
really believing in it.
at the like looking at Vitality versus Gita, I'm like, which train is less banged up, huh? Which one we got here?
I mean, honestly, I'd pick the G2 train because Yankos.
Yeah,
That's fair.
like Vitality has hurt enough people already. I don't need to be out there.
They're
So
gonna
I'd
hurt.
rather take.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
fair
But
enough.
yeah,
Fair
guys,
enough.
if Fnatic wins the LEC, LEC is doomed, right?
Wait, I mean, if Fnatic wins, why?
I mean, Perk said so.
Hurts. You didn't
What?
see Perks come inside there?
You didn't see it, did you, Miles?
I did not.
Oh
Well, what did he
God.
say?
He backtracked on it though. He backtracked on it.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
backtracked.
he backtracked, but I'm like, no backsies.
Now I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're
why?
already.
No, why is Fnatic? What was the reasoning? Why did he
Well,
say if
well, well.
Fnatic wins?
Perks basically said that that Fnatic's not doing well in scrims, so if Fnatic wins the LEC, they're doomed.
This is the worst the LEC has been if Fnatic win. It's well, it's I remember the last message. So interesting from him to be saying that.
I mean, I mean,
Like,
what
I
more
don't think.
ammunition do you need to give Fnatic, right? What
Yeah,
more?
Mm.
like I think no one in the right mind supported Perks with in that argument at all. Not even their team, not even his teammates. Right? Because Selfmade has come out and said that after 3 years of playing professionally, scrims meant nothing. So it's been funny watching just the teammates as well saying, "Yeah, that doesn't make sense."
Perks, you scrub. Why do you
I,
Well,
I, I think
that's
Perk
why
was
he
just
backtracked.
emotional and he just came out like, yeah,
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 it's probably
with his
like
heart
that.
on his sleeve, like yeah. But again, it doesn't stop us from making fun of him.
true. Now I'm willing to say if Rogue wins, I'd be worried about you.
Oh yeah, that's true. But
Do you
I don't
think? Do
Yeah,
you
see.
think?
like.
Do you think Rogue wins?
Nope.
I don't think they're like
I mean,
Fnatic is simply better.
I
Like
mean, like
to me,
how?
Rogue is the representation of well, Rogue and Fnatic is a representation of T1 and T2 in the LCK, where Rogue is T2 and Fnatic is T1.
T2.
That's how it is. Yeah,
T2K.
Quantum Freak
Ah, okay,
T2
okay,
T2 exactly.
okay. Fair
So
enough. Fair
I mean, I
enough.
mean, I mean,
that I think there's simply no chance.
I mean, I mean, I'm like, I don't see a way where Malrang gets his way with Fnatic, where Odoamne gets his way with Fnatic, where like for the matter, anyone gets their way with Fnatic.
Yeah,
Like from top to bottom, Fnatic matches Rogue really well because
Okay.
they have a mid laner who's better than Larson.
So would you predict a 3-0?
I think it'll be 3-1 because again, I think Malrang and Odoamne has a game in them to carry Rogue.
But you just said that they can't compete against Wonder and
They
Razor.
shouldn't be. Like especially the bottom side of the map
So
because mid
down.
lane.
So double down. 3-0. So double
No.
down. What's this wussy ass
No.
reasoning I'm hearing from you, Slayer?
Hey. Fnatic didn't go three. Fnatic did beat G2, but Rogue's a better team than G2, and I feel Rogue will
That's
take a game.
that's better reasoning. I like that reasoning more.
But like I'm saying, like I think you can put Odo and Wander in the same pedestal because they're playing very well as top
Mm-hmm.
laners. Malrong is definitely better than like Razor,
Razor.
right?
Okay.
He's definitely better.
Okay.
But the thing is, the rest, well, I don't know a universe where Larson's better than Humanoid.
Okay.
Um, and I don't know a universe where
haven't
you
seen
would
that
take
yet.
Comp and Trimby over Upset and
Hillsang and
Hylissang.
yeah,
Like
upset
Yeah,
I
and
Hillsang.
I
they're
think
in a live.
Hylissang might be enough for the two of them at this point.
Yeah.
Like the way Hylissang's playing, Hylissang might just 1v2 every Western bot lane at this point.
Hillsang is the Chad Western support, guys.
Yeah,
He
He
might
is
be
the
like
Chad.
yeah, he's like,
there's
yeah, I'm just
there's
going to
only
1v2
one
you.
bot lane that I would question against them. Well, that I would put against them. There's only one in the whole West.
Hansama Core
So
JJ.
yeah, the
Yeah.
only bot lane that I would say would match
But
against them if I'm honest.
even then, I think it's possible. Like Hylissang just 1v2s that lane.
Yeah,
Potentially,
it's
yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Like Hylissang is a madman.
Yeah, you
Okay.
know what is there's the most methodical type of players? Psychos, and that's Hylissang.
Hylissang's a psycho.
Hillsang
Yeah,
is a psycho
psycho.
player. He's in
Yeah,
that class. He's in the shy class. Let's be real.
Yeah, he
yeah.
is. He's a psycho. When he's
Also,
on, he'll bully you to oblivion.
yeah. Also, I will say 3-0 Fnatic. I do say
Oh, there
Fnatic
we go,
3-0.
He's
TDS, my
doubling down.
I
boy.
don't
Double
I
down.
don't have any hope in Rogue. Like my main issue with Rogue is that they stomped such a lifeless corpse that I don't
Yes.
legitimately think that they did anything impressive. Like they played
Hmm.
well, but it was against nothing. So I cannot go even farther than that.
Yeah, it was kind of as bad as T1 versus KDF.
Yeah, sadly enough, yeah, it was actually just like that. It's watching a team that just simply had to cruise over it. Now, namely, T1 is miles better than Rogue, but it's like when you put such a clear better team against a team that doesn't even try to do anything, it's just bound to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Same with TS
Miles,
and LNG.
your predictions?
Fnatic 3-0. I'll double down too.
I'm sticking with 3-1.
Okay. No, no,
I'm
I
giving
respect.
Rogue a bit more credit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, give Road the credit. I'd say they deserve it, but I still think Fnatic should win this 3-0.
Definitely.
All right. Did you guys give your prediction for G2 Vitality?
It's 3-0 G2.
Uh,
3-0 G2. I'm doubling
Okay.
down here.
Okay, this is where you double down. All right.
I mean, I mean, good lord, if Vitality wins the series against G2, this is the biggest indictment of G2 ever.
This is
I do
what
agree with
about you,
that.
What
That is
about
true.
you, TDS?
Because
I
because
take
Vitality
3-2
barely
G2.
beat Excel.
Yeah,
Barely.
they barely beat Excel. Like I don't expect anything out of them. I take G2 3-2, and my reasoning is that Vitality still has the players. Don't get me wrong. The problem is that I don't think they are going to make the run, and 3-2 is the best I can see for them. In the sense that come game 5, I believe Jankos is much more reliable than any player from the side of Vitality to be able to carry that.
Yep.
Even if
It's
it's
Jankos.
the mythical comfort zone of perks and all that.
All I'm gonna say is,
I take 3-2.
can we just get Jankos on Elise? Because
I
even at the
hope
current
not.
Elise stage, Jankos would carry that game.
I hope not. Like I'd rather not watch Jankos hand to hand have to handicap himself with his team and his champion at the same time.
I feel like Elise is just way too underpowered for jungler right now,
I mean,
even
yeah,
in
but
the hands of
again,
Yankos.
it's Jankos.
I know, but like,
Yeah, but he already has a team deficit. Why would we
the
want a
champion that's a
champion
bit.
deficit
I
as
mean,
well?
who's a bigger deficit, Flagger and Targamas or Karzian Labrov? Let's be real. It's like a toss of a coin.
Yeah, but if you add to that, then adding another chain in the foot of Jankos in the form of Elise, then isn't that worse?
I'm going for Vitality 3-2.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'll go for Vitality
this
3-2.
man has hopium.
I have absolute
Well,
hope.
he said that they are going to run the gauntlet. So if he doesn't go for Vitality, he's doing something wrong.
Yeah, I'm feeling they'll run the gauntlet, so I'm
Don't
going for
worry,
3-2 Vitality.
the gauntlet will end tomorrow.
Then it'll be 3-2 Misfits also. Then
With
3-2
the
whoever
matches
gets
tomorrow as well.
whoever. Then it will be 3-2 Rogue. Then they fight Fnatic.
Oh
And then
yeah,
they
the
get
matches
3-0.
And then
tomorrow.
Fnatic
I didn't know
dumpsters
that.
them.
And then they get 3-0 by
Yep.
Fnatic in the finals. That's how it'll go.
The Mad Lions script.
The Wonderland script.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the LCK.
Was it A or yeah?
Also, let's go LCK first.
Ooh.
Grand finals time. Woo!
Yep, grand finals.
Oh no. Let coming back to the LEC, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Vitality or G2, whoever think is winning. Do you think whoever's winning in this series beats Misfits?
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot accentuate how much of a lifeless corpse MSF was.
I think if it's G2, definitely G2 will win. If it's Vitality, I could see a world where Misfits just win. Because,
I mean,
well,
sure, fine. Yeah, sure. Okay, I accept that
I
because Vitality are going flip as fuck.
I honestly, I'm actually much more on. I'm not going to say on the other side, but I feel like either comes from that from the lower will win against MSF, because if Vitality wins against G2, they are actually going to do
I
They
mean,
have
the
the
power
momentum. They
I
have the
mean,
cliche
momentum.
power trope where they actually be the more serious they play, the stronger they become,
it
and I feel
depends on
like that's
how
something
they
that
win,
already.
right?
I'm not even sure about that. I feel like
Not
as long
even
as they
how they
win,
win. No, as
I
long as
feel
they
like as
win.
long as they win, there actually is going to be that power, that cliche kind of thing where they ramp up with each series.
Yeah.
And I legitimately think that if Vitality wins, they are just going to take down MSF. And like I'm not going to call it yet, but I feel like they are going to reach the finals if they win the series.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I
So
said they make the gauntlet run. So three
now
like
two,
we're
I
they
to
make the
LCK.
gauntlet. Yeah, let's go to the LCK. All right, so
I got a vent.
okay, go Vent.
KDF, what the hell?
Yeah. Fuck my life.
That'd be great.
What was that draft? Okay,
Which
so
one?
I was talking to Miles earlier today, right,
Hmm.
about how bad Weibo drafted.
Yep.
KDF was 10 times worse.
Yep.
It's like they forgot how to draft. It's like if they had you, me, or Miles as drafting coach, we'd still do better.
Paid off by T1. I'm calling it right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I would do better if I'm
Secret Agent
honest.
Teddy and LM.
Secret agent to the other.
But in Elim's defense, we always knew that he was going to screw up. So it's not new.
That's
Yeah,
the
but
defense.
again, Fate had
Yeah,
COVID.
like, we
Fate
we
had
had no
COVID.
expectations out of Elim. So the fact so realistically, they were doomed from
Yeah,
the start.
I mean, Fate had COVID. Um, yeah,
I
he
feel
still played.
like you can just excuse Fade and Kin, if I'm honest, from
I mean,
KDF.
I mean, Keen tried. Keen
Yeah,
tried.
like I think Fade
The
and Kin
story
actually
of his
played
career.
really like
Keen tried the
yeah,
story
but
of his career.
this time it wasn't Kin against the world. It was Kin and Fate against the world.
Yeah,
So
true.
improvement. Hey, two is
We're
better than
getting
one.
so we're getting
Yeah,
somewhere.
we're like I think I didn't say this last week, but I wanna say it. Please, for the love of everything that is sacred, KDF, get Proco. Proco is on the
Proco, get
sandbox.
Proco, please, for the love of
Like
God.
they like I'm pretty sure he would love this move. Get Croco, and this team
Oh,
becomes from fourth. I
okay.
see this team becoming a
Okay,
contender.
let's not talk about Croco. Just get Willer, man. Just get Willer.
Even Willer would be. Yeah,
I
like I
mean,
think
come
like
on, get
nothing against
someone.
Ellen, but
Get
but
somebody.
but like if you can get a jungler that looks better in any sense than Ellen, this team looks better as
I
well.
mean, I'll be
Like a
honest, right?
jungler that is not dependent on Xin Zhao and Poppy
Yeah.
to play the game.
I'll
That
be
is all I
honest.
ask for.
I'll be honest. Even if they had Dread, that'd be better. Right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when
They
like,
had
and this is an
Dread.
argument that I never truly took in favor of Dread, but he was playing with Fly, so I had to give him some slack at some point. Now he has Fate, so he could have done better. Fate and King should be better for him as a jungler.
I mean, can we just get another jungler, please?
Yeah. That's all.
But
That's
but
for
but
this team,
even
please.
then, the draft was asinine. Like what
Oh yeah, with another jungler they
was?
still lose against T1, but hey, it's better.
It's as if they were paid in PayPal.
Yeah, I
See,
cannot.
I'm not.
T1
I'm
strikes
I
again. T1
I'm not
management
putting
strikes.
conspiracies, but it felt like yeah.
like
I mean,
I honestly that game three draft like the series draft was questionable in other ways, but the game three draft was the worst. Like the first game was the better draft, the best draft they had
yeah.
in all the series. Like that was the best draft that they had, and they still couldn't win because it's T1, so nothing to do there.
No, I mean
But
fair.
that like the last draft was hilarious to watch because it gave them hope, but at the same time, like I'm sadly like I'm really convinced, and it was apparent. Like after T1 beats you in 20 minutes, I'm 100% sure that they thought we can beat them any way we want. We will still win
Yeah.
because it's the truth. Like they can do anything and they will still win against this
Yeah.
KDF. It doesn't matter what they try. It doesn't matter what they want to do. T1 is simply superior in every way.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Yep.
that second game really showcases everything
yeah.
about that
Well,
series.
that took a depressing turn because I had to win. Like, it's like KDS
Yeah.
draft was so bad. I think anyone could have beaten them. I think even if you dragged AL from the LPL, AL could have beaten KDF that day. It's
Oh,
it's that draft was so bad.
why'd you have to pick AO?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just making a point.
Could have gone OMG. I think that would have been a better
I
scenario.
mean,
Because
OMG made the playoffs. AL didn't. That's
OMG
worse.
did not make playoffs.
LG didn't make playoffs. Yeah.
I mean, but AL is lower in the standings than OMG.
I
And
feel
Yes.
I
like
said
AL
and I
has
said
more
Yeah.
potential.
AL would beat them.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm
I feel like
insulting
there's. I feel
KDF.
not,
That's the point.
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, KDF was disappointing to
I mean,
seeing that because they didn't even give themselves a chance,
or maybe they used all their
which there
energy
wasn't
beating
any.
DRX and forgot how to play against T1.
Yeah, they ran out of everything in the tank after DRX apparently. The
I
fuel is
think
gone.
yeah, like they didn't even give themselves a chance. Not that they had much of a chance anyway, but they
Yeah.
didn't even give themselves even a 1% more
Yeah.
chance to try and beat
All
T1,
right.
which was kind of depressing. But hey, I feel like this was just bound to happen. Like it was in a much more stumpy way than I maybe expected. Like I thought first game was going to be the most dangerous one because Zeus King, and I honestly I'm quite impressed with Zeus. There didn't it didn't even look like King was that much of a difference against Zeus.
I mean, that's what happens when Keen has to play on an island and he has no quote unquote
But
jungler.
I was expecting at least once or twice to see King going for the solo kill, which he could have. But like Zeus never, not even in the third game, he died. He solo killed Zeus, which is super surprising to me. Like he died, Zeus dies stupidly to Teddy. Don't get me wrong,
I
but I'm
think
surprised in that individual matchup.
I
It didn't
think
happen.
Keen just gave up.
That is a
The
like
the
I
back
wouldn't
broke.
even be like, don't
The
get me wrong,
back broke at that
I
moment.
wouldn't even be against that because I can kind of understand, like, when you give hope to a man and you then take it away, it can destroy him. And the thing is, Kim previously didn't have hope, but this time they made a better team around him, and they still failed so miserably.
I mean,
It can
they have
destroy
to
a man.
replace
Don't get me
Ellen.
wrong.
I don't care.
Yeah,
All
I'd say
right.
please. My number one is please get Croco because I think Croco would work here 100%.
I mean,
But
I
if
don't
not,
think
please get a
Hanwha would
better
give
jungler.
Croco.
It's on LSB. I
Oh,
think
he's on LSB,
LSB
right?
wouldn't, but I think
Freaks,
if
it's time. Now
KDF
that you have a new
wants to,
sponsor, it's time to shell out that money. It's
if
fine.
KDF wants to really look better, just like Croco is the number one choice to me in LCK.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Did we talk about Genji versus DK?
Oh man.
That was
This
wild.
series,
After that rant.
after when I watched this series, and after that series, it was obviously Vitality and Excel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After watching Genji DK, Vitality and Excel felt like I was watching a bronze game. And again,
Dude,
obviously, I had to go and watch Vitality and Excel back later, even though I regretted it. But it's like
Yep.
with
Like
no
everyone should.
objective mindset, I could watch Vitality versus Excel
man,
after I
in
watched Genji DK.
man, Genji DK. When I was watching through the games, after I could feel the fire in both of those teams, wanting to win this
Like
series.
neither wanted
Like
really
it's a
to
fire I
avoid it.
haven't seen in Korean teams for a long time, but I saw it and it was so fun to watch.
I mean, I will just say this: the entire series can be encapsulated by the fact that so Peanut dies. Fifth game, Peanut is nowhere to be seen. Peanut is completely like zero,
Shut down.
shut down, zero. Canyons fed on his signature Nidalee, right?
Mm.
Everything's going DK's way. DK has a huge goal lead. Peanut's
Until it
dead.
was.
They go to Baron, and Genji
And
wins
the
4v5.
and, and then Genji
Yeah.
wins 45. Like what the fuck?
And it's not just they win 4v5, it's how they win 4v5.
Yeah.
DK starts Baron, or
I
Chovy
I
ults with
implore
Ari in the Baron pit, and he charms Canyon.
Canyon.
He kills Canyon, while on the while near the river, Lehens and Ruler is killing Showmaker.
Yeah, and I implore that like we're saying what happened, but I implore if it's possible that you can rewatch that. Look what the heck Showmaker is doing in that whole transition, because that was one of, if not the worst positioning I've ever seen out of a
Yep.
mid laner in a Baron fight, in a Baron dance. That was not only atrocious, that was questionable in so many levels that
I mean,
I'm like, wow.
let's paint a
And
picture to
that's
this.
Showmaker.
To no, let's paint a bigger picture, right? That was
Yeah,
DK with a 10,000 goal lead, and Showmaker
yeah,
felt that he had to poke out someone when the opponent jungler is dead.
yeah.
Mm.
Like
What
it's
are
not
you
like you can
doing?
do that out of the Baron pit. You have to do it on the side when
No,
you're alone.
you don't have to do anything. Five of you
Yeah,
just go to the Baron pit and just kill the Baron. What are they
like
gonna do?
my only kind of argument there would be like, if you think that you can one shot, but why would you care about that? You have Baron buff attempt with a lead. Jungler's dead. Whatever you can do in that side, you can do it on the Baron pit.
You
On the
guys
Baron
think
pit,
of
helping your team.
Showmaker got a bit overconfident there?
It's not just
No,
that. It's just
overconfident. No, he got
no.
he. I don't know. He was on drugs and in that Baron fight. I simply don't understand
Ha-
what the heck
I
was
mean,
on his mind.
it's not just that. It's that the game was really weird in the sense that
Yeah.
let's put it this way. DK got a really good, like really strong lead. Like it's like it got to a point that Atlas said he was going to cut his hair. He was going to go bald if Genji
Yeah.
managed to win that series.
Oh, he's doing that.
Atlas is
He's
going,
already,
And
yeah,
already
Genji
Atlas is
won
doing
going
that
that.
bald.
series.
Atlas is going bald.
Yeah, he's doing that.
I mean,
He already said that he's doing that. So
let's
sad.
like they had a 14k goal lead by 20
The
minutes.
the biggest, like, this was the
It was not
biggest
14 goals, it's
legitimate.
probably around 10. But they
It
got
Yeah,
was a
but
10.
this
It was
was the
10K.
biggest, most legitimate jungle canyon that I've seen.
yeah.
Like, legitimately
I
the
mean,
biggest jungle canyon.
Canyon literally took Peanut out of the game.
Yeah,
Like he
like
did.
out of the game. I don't I think out of the game just simply isn't enough to showcase what Canyon did to Peanut. Like, legitimately, Canyon was a monster in that game, and
He
they still
was.
managed to throw it,
And then all of a
which is
sudden,
amazing.
everyone in DK just laid back while Canyon was trying to make something happen. It's like
Yep.
only Canyon understood. Hey, we have Renekton in Italy. We have to close out this game right now. Like
Guess what these two
DK's like,
champions
eh.
should do? Go and kill the enemy. Don't allow for them to actually get a chance. That's
and all
great, right?
and all of a sudden, Canyon's the only one trying to do something,
Yep.
and Ruler's getting picks, and Chovi's getting picks,
The
and
story of the Nidalee that fell off that falls off in the late game.
And this is
That's just how
precisely
it
why
goes.
Nidalee will never get picked again. Because if you can do this and still lose, I think that Nidalee is not getting picked in a
I
really
honestly
good time.
think this falls more on the four players in Damwon and not Canyon.
Yeah, no, I don't
Because
think it's
I
Canyon's
think
fault.
Canyon played that to perfection.
Well, he
There
had
is,
one in moment,
I mean,
one
yeah,
really big in
yeah,
moment.
that one where he jumped on the ruler and all of a sudden
When he failed
ruler pulled the
the
feathers and
spear
he
and
died.
steel,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
like that
Like,
was one of the biggest things. But yeah,
yeah, that was
like
an int, but you understand that that
with
was
Nidalee it is.
no, but that
With
is
Nidalee it
one
is
Nidalee
because
game,
you cannot
right?
like, yeah, no, like Nidalee is not the one at fault. I don't want to put it like it's, you don't pick Nidalee because she's at fault. I think you don't pick Nidalee because when even she does all of this and you can still win, like, you just notice the champion simply is not at a point where you can go for it. Like it's so hard to execute, and one little mistake or one mistake can just destroy completely everything you've done. I
It's
just
not
feel like
even.
it's not worth your
Doesn't
time.
even have to be a mistake you made, right? It's a mistake your teammate
Yeah,
made.
like like Canyon did make a mistake, but like Slayer is pointing out, like the four other players can just do fuck all in the whole game, and that can screw up everything that Nidalee did
They
at that point.
had they had a
So it's
Renekton
completely useless.
Jace that was fed.
Yeah,
All Renekton
both.
has to do is walk into them.
Yeah,
Yep.
both were equally fed in reality. Both were equally fed, not as nearly, but both were equally strong, and they still managed to not decide to go against any of the champions. Like, just you have a point in clicks, you see. Like, yes, Saya has a featherstone, but if you flash stun, she's dead. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
It's
She's
not
Guys,
just
dead.
flat stun. You just go in, you kill the support. That's enough. You
yeah.
are already playing 4v5. Peanut has no business in that game anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Peanut's
there was
gone.
there shouldn't have been, like, I legitimately thought that at 10k there was no chance. Like, Canyon actually did it. Canyon is the best jungler in the world. He managed to carry that game, and that throw in the turret was something that I simply couldn't explain. And after that they lost. But I'm
It do
one
be
part
like
of me
that.
is glad
I mean
because
how
Nidalee Renekton
yeah.
shouldn't win, but
I
at
mean
the same time
yeah.
it was sad for
I mean,
Canyon.
how
Canyon
many
shouldn't do
times
it.
have we seen in that game that Canyon was hitting a spear and then jumping, flashing, killing you, walking out, right?
Hmm.
Like how many times
That
do we
was the
see that
story
in
of the
that game?
game. That was the
Like
story of the
how many
game.
times do we see that? And yet, Damon lost. Like
Mm.
what?
A great job, Genji. Clutched it up at the last second.
Hey, no,
Like
Genji played Genji style in that last game. Wait till they make a mistake and take it out.
No, sometimes that's all you can do, right? If you're
yeah.
that behind
No,
Yeah.
as
no.
a team, that's all you can do.
I mean the thing
No, they
is,
did what they needed to do.
I mean you can't do much in that game, right? You have to get some
Yeah,
picks
no, they
and you
did
have
what they needed to do. Like, I'm not criticizing that. I'm saying they played how they needed to play and took the moment where they needed to take it. Like
I,
there's
yeah.
there's games like that in every sport where you simply don't have control. You have to wait till the opportunity arises. You go for that precise moment when you take it, when you can win, and you win. That's it. There's nothing more that you need to do. And I
I'm,
think Genji did that
yeah.
perfectly.
I'm just going to put it this way, right? Um, Chovy and Ruler in Game 5 played out of their fucking minds.
They
Yeah,
did.
It's like they couldn't have played any better in in that last game. And Ruler in general in that series was impeccable. Even in games they lost, Ruler was impeccable. And
Ruler is really good
it's
at
it's
League of
like
Legends.
like of course Damon won 2 games, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
Damon had control of the series. Damon had a lead in the 5th game. But
Mm.
I think the biggest story of the game was in every game except for one, Genji was in control. Game 1 was a Genji throw.
yep,
Like game 1, Genji should never lost, right? We could have probably seen this series end earlier, right?
Yeah.
But they threw that game. If Genji never throws game 1, we never see a game 5.
Yeah.
And we see Genji win. And I felt the big story of that series was Genji looked better and looked
Mm.
like they had a plan in mind. And
Mm.
they pulled the plan in such a way that Damwon had to sub Hoya in. Like
which kind of surprises me.
they literally gapped Birdall out of that series. After like even after they won game 1. It's like Damwon looked at it and said, "No, we can't play Birdall anymore."
Yeah, and if I'm honest, I don't even think it was that much on Border. Like I legitimately didn't understand why they put Border out. If I'm honest, I don't think that there was
They
much
already won the
difference.
they
I
won the
think
mental game at that point, dude. They won the
Yeah,
no.
like
mental
it
game.
must have been that Berto was burned, like tilted out of his mind, because I don't think that he was actually that exploited
Yeah.
in either game.
I
But
think
it
Doran was
must have been
annoying
something
him to
mental.
hell.
Yeah, like it must have been
Probably.
something mental. Which
Yeah.
then and then to give credit, I think Hoya actually played well. Like that was surprising that Hoya played well in for game 3 and 4. The fifth
I
game
mean,
was questionable, but
he was
he
playing
played
Nidalee.
better than I
He was
expected.
playing Camille all this time, and then all of a sudden Genji said, "Okay, game 5, no Camille."
Yeah, no,
And you
like but it was the kind of same thing Morgan did. He just played Camille until teams banned it away, and then he opted into Renekton,
yeah.
All
and this
right.
time didn't work out.
All right.
But credit
I
to
wanted
Hoya there.
to I wanted to transition earlier while we were talking about Ruler. Now that
Nice.
Genji have won this series, they're gonna be in the grand finals against T1.
Yes.
Is Ruler gonna be the difference maker? Because
Yes.
No, no,
Yes.
three
T1
LT1.
T1 has
No,
fought a rulerless Genji. Let's be
Yes.
yeah,
real.
no, it's three
T1
LT1.
fought the rulerless
That's it for me.
Genji.
I think Ruler brings something to Genji that people cannot quantify. Because
That is true.
Ruler has been the guy that's been carrying the corpses. And all of a sudden, he's in a
Just-
team with less corpses.
That's what it always like. I feel like we have coined that term already into so many teams.
No,
There's so many teams
We
with corpses
finally
that
have
needs
this
to be
player in
carried.
a team where he doesn't have to carry as hard.
no,
Yeah,
but let's put it this way, right? Ruler, after Core JJ left, after Ambition left, after QV left, was
good
left
old
with a
time.
team that couldn't do anything without
Mm,
him.
The good old times. Yep.
the good
And
old times.
he just decided, no, I'm going to carry this team. I'm going to drag it by their
I
corpses.
will fucking drag them to work.
He tried against the best rendition of Damwon. Didn't work.
Failed miserably.
Even though he tried because Clit decided to run it.
Yeah, but I think in that regard, like I think it was much more so that Ruler played like the first rendition of Samsung Galaxy, the one that were words, the one that were won worlds, understood the right way of playing the style that Genji always wanted, which was like legitimately protect the ruler in a way that he can always carry, which they did
Yeah.
masterfully.
Yeah.
Then they tried to imitate that with players that clearly cannot play that. Rascal is not a player that plays that style.
Yes.
Clear
Mm.
couldn't play that style. BDD, he was much more. He tried to adapt to that, but he couldn't play that style. So the fact of the matter is that Ruler never had someone to play like that. And in this team, I don't think it's like that he doesn't have like he cannot. I don't think it's that he cannot play that style. I think that he changed with the change of players in the sense that he can carry, but he doesn't need to play the same
Yeah,
style. He can
yeah,
play
yeah,
a
but
different style
yeah, but
to adapt to
again,
that team.
like he, I felt that in the previous Gen G renditions, he felt it was only him,
Yeah.
that he's the only one who can win this game,
Yeah.
Well, in
except
reality,
probably
there were like
except probably BDD and Sparts, but still,
yeah, like I think the previous iterations problem was that they didn't play to the style that made Genji the best, and at the same time they weren't able to actually be the best. So
yeah,
they actually they had the different mindset, and then they weren't even the best players to play that in that mindset. So
yeah.
it just failed miserably.
All
In
I mean,
this
right.
regard, they actually have
All
players
right.
that
But
are
but
actually good
gentlemen, guys,
and
guys,
play that.
guys. Let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about the future.
I
All
still
right.
think 3-1, 3-1, 3-0. Just
Let's
saying.
talk about the future. T1
I think it's gonna be
versus
Yep.
3 to Gen
Genji.
G. I think Gen G is taking their
Oh,
revenge.
that's why I like to hear Slayer. That's why I
I
like to
think Gen G is
hear.
taking their revenge
Let's fucking
because Gen
go.
G has played,
Okay.
because this is bulletin board material, right? If you're a coach like Score, who's been a ex-pro player, right? Who's been
Who
here
has
before?
lost as much as
Who
he
was
has
know
I mean,
who,
he
know, who knows
has.
what it's like to taste defeat against T1.
I
who
mean,
has
he
lost as
has.
much as he has against the one.
Like he has.
Yep.
But he'll go into the room and he'll be like, "We've played T1 twice. We lost to them, but we've never played with their own main roster. Never. Let's go." Yeah.
Yeah, but look at it from the side of T1. You have Bengi that has always won against the score. That has always won against the score. Even as a coach, he has
Yeah,
always won
but
against the
hey,
score.
hey,
So
Bengi's
you
not playing the game.
just yeah, no,
except
but
for
T1 is
2018. Except for
yeah,
2018. All right, you
but
gotta give
T1
credit.
is true.
But
Well, I think that that time it wasn't Bengi, it was Blank that was playing.
yes,
Bengi was
yes,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, Bengi
Yeah,
wasn't there. So yeah, Bengi has never lost a score. Just saying, but then you just take the T1. You're T1. You're Test KT. That's it. Go and win. That's all you need to say.
guys, for T1, let's just win.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, hey,
But
that's history
yeah,
right
but
there.
I think the difference maker will not exactly be Ruler, but it'll be Chovy. And not because of the player he is, it's because how he's playing. Because he's changed as a player. He's
True.
playing he's playing somewhat like he played in Griffin, right?
HLE Chovy does not play like he did
No, this is
against
not
DK.
this is not HLD Chovy. This is not
True.
DRX Chovy. This
This
is
is
Yeah,
Griffin
Griffin
Chovy.
Chovy.
this
Yeah, Griffin Chovy actually won against that one.
Yeah. Like
But
fuck Griffin
but
Chovy beat Faker.
no, Griffin Chovy never. Griffin Chovy lost against the one.
Wait, didn't they
Just
win
saying.
again?
Griffin
Did they?
Chovy beat
Nope,
Faker.
they won.
Oh,
No, they lost.
they did not
No,
win
they
a
lost.
They did
They
not win a
never.
split.
They didn't win.
Yeah.
I was
T1
thinking
won
about
both the splits
KT.
against them.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking about
T1
KT.
both
Fuck my
won.
life.
Yeah,
Both won against
but I was
Griffin
having this
Chovy.
conversation
So
before. I was having this conversation before, right? Because I feel this version of Genji is a better version of Griffin.
Gen Griffin, yeah, that's what we called them. No,
Because
yeah,
when we started, yeah,
because
we just called them
because
Gen
you
Griffin.
see,
because
right? Because Chovy has obviously gotten better as a player, right?
true.
Because
Hmm.
he not only plays like how he plays in Griffin, he's added actually more things with Arsenal where he's very dominant in lane, right?
Mm.
And he's going to help his jungler. Obviously, Peanut is not as good as Tarzan. Granted, because
Yep.
Tarzan, we all know what Tarzan is. Well, not Tarzan this split. I mean Tarzan.
Hey, Tarzan was
Tarzan
playing
last
with
year was pretty good.
Doinby.
Yeah.
Tarzan was playing with Doinby, so I would excuse him.
Oh God,
Oh
I
wow,
Yeah.
hear some
TDI.
hate there.
God damn, we're gonna be talking
Hey,
about that in a
I
no,
mean,
bit.
no, 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 no. And I have said this previously. I'm a huge Doinby fan. I have been a fan since QG Reaper days.
Oh
But
my
Tarzan
god,
oh my
was
God,
playing with Doinby.
oh my God. I mean,
that's
we're
a
gonna get to
throwback.
that, but
Yeah,
but but
that's
I
how
think
long I've been a
obviously
fan. But
Doran's a better version than what he was in Griffin, right? Doran's obviously a better
there,
player.
there's no sword, so there's
There's
already
no
an
sword. I
improvement.
mean, Doran's obviously a better player because Doran was a rookie back then.
Yeah, not even a rookie. He was a trainee.
Yeah, he was new. He's very new to this, right?
All right.
Yeah,
And Lehans
at
is
that
playing like how he was playing with Griffin.
Hmm.
Like Lehans is some and let's be fair. Back then in Griffin, Viper was not very good. Vipers was just a good ADC, right? He's
I
not
think,
Viper
but I
right
think
now.
what, yeah, Viper at that time was much more versatility than it was just royalty carry, because
Yeah,
he could play champions that couldn't be played
yeah,
that weren't played boldly. He played Vladimir, yeah, so he was better at that, at those things.
yeah.
But now as an AD carry, he's better.
And now Ruler is magic out of a hat. He just pulls out he just spits magic.
Yeah.
He is an actual better AD carry.
I
So
mean, I mean, I mean,
he's an
I
actual AD
I
carry.
don't understand why people always hate on Ruler, but what Ruler has done, we've not seen this in an ADC in a long time. We've not seen this.
Not since ruler.
No, not since no, pretty much not since
That's true.
Uzi, right? Because Uzi's always been this dominant. Uzi's always been consistently good, right?
Hmm.
Even the games he played this split, he was always good, right?
Yeah.
Ruler is that. Ruler is the
Wait,
epitome
Uzi?
of never be bad in a game.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Like
ruler
I
like
runs
don't
the
think
best
I
ball
don't
even
think
if
we
team
his
have
team
had
is a
too.
enough
burden, Ruler will
liability.
do everything in his power to try and win.
I don't think we have had enough liabilities in the form of ruler that it's been bad.
Yeah.
Like like rule for let's consider this. Ruler has played with life for 2-3 years, and still he didn't drop.
I wouldn't say
Where's
life
life
was
now,
bad though.
guys?
I
Where's
wouldn't say
life?
life
No,
was that bad.
No, no. Where is he? Where is he
Genji.
now?
on KT.
Exactly.
That is most slap towards KT fans, but okay.
Yeah, fuck.
No, but
They
but
just
why
went
is he
all
in
out.
KT? You can see the entire team and you see him with Lehens, right?
Hmm.
He's entirely different. It's
He
True.
because
also has
he
Lehens.
no
True.
yeah, because he sees support in Lehens. He's like he plays like Core JJ. Huh? Would have thought that works.
True. All right. So, TDS.
He's
I know
definitely
you're
going
giving.
3-0. He's
I
definitely
know.
going
I know
three
he's going
zero.
for TD. I know he's going
I
for
let you
TOT
see
one.
already. I already said 3-0. What?
Wait, you
I
said three
already
zero.
said
I
it.
thought you said 3-1.
No, I've already said 3-0 T1.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
It's gonna
Reasoning?
be 3-2 Genji.
Like
Is your
there's a
is
huh?
your reasoning just it's T1?
That was one of my reasons.
All right,
But
fair
no,
enough.
I like it's pretty. It's not that the like it's not that I don't credit Gen G, but even though this series was interesting to watch and I liked it a lot, it showed a lot of flaws out of Gen G, like quite a lot, in my opinion, that
It
about Gen
did,
G.
yeah. It did,
Like
yeah,
first
of
of all, the
course.
fact that yes, Doran was a problem for Bruto, and then they have to solve in Hoya. But realistically, I don't think that Doran did anything special
No,
or
he
magical.
didn't.
Like,
I think
and the
it's
pro,
I think it's mostly Peanut.
yeah, and but the thing is, first of all, Seals, I think it's a much more consistent player in that regard than any of the Diamond top laners, obviously. And then I think that Zeus is going to be much more hard to exploit. Like
Mm,
we have seen this in all regular season. Zeus is
yeah,
much more hard to exploit.
yeah.
Then we have the fact that Canyon physically murdered the life out of Peanut.
One
Now
game. In
I
one
don't
game.
think I don't think that owner will do that to the same degree, but owner can do that much more consistently. Owner can do that in 3 or 4 games than in comparison to Kenny that did in one game. Why? Because the way that T1 plays destroys much more effectively the way that a younger wants to play, and I think that that's going to benefit much more. That's going to be much more apparent in
Yeah.
the final.
Okay.
And this goes to the point where one thing that I'm really scared with Genji particularly, they weren't necessarily behind in a lot of those games, but the problem is that they weren't really ahead either. Like they never really were in the huge lead that we could see consistently from Genji. I think that T1 actually does great. They always are ahead in ways that seem so normal. So the
Hmm.
fact that you get a team that consistently gets ahead into positions that they can take advantage of, and they have potentially top two players in each position from the side of T1 to exploit those kinds of things. I just don't think that Genji has enough on the tank to
Yeah.
survive that onslaught, in my opinion.
I
And
will
then,
just
yes, Ruler exists, but you're against the best bot lane in the league. Now, Gumayushi, I don't think it's better than Ruler, but he can clearly put a fight against Ruler consistently. And then you have Lehens against Keria, and Keria is clearly superior. Like, there's no chance that, like, Keria is the best player in that game. And I'm saying in the whole game, not even the superposition. I'm saying in the whole match, he's the best player.
Yeah. What
So that
what this
I
matchup
just think that
reminds me
T1
of?
has so much more
Yeah.
advantages.
What this series reminds me of is actually Mad Lions versus Rogue. If you think about it,
Yeah,
in a
being Mad Lions
microcosm, you think
T1.
about it, because
It's
because no, it's because when I was watching Genji versus DK, right?
mm,
Genji was giving me Mad Lions vibes because they never were in a lead, and all of a sudden they just pull rabbits out of a hat.
yeah, they just pulled magic in a team fight.
It's a
Yeah, but that
the,
was immediately
and
destroyed by
and
a
the,
team that knew how to destroy them,
yeah, but
which was them, which was T1 Live, which
yeah,
is T1 this year.
no, but the thing is, when you're talking domestically about these players, right?
Mm,
Gen G seems like the team that excels in adversity. As long as they have their full roster, it feels like they have an identity that they're sticking to, which
they
is
have it. It feels
I'm
like they're
not.
not off the game. Basically
no,
it feels like they're
they
Like,
not off
they
the
I'm not.
game.
never
I'm not against that.
no they never say we give up. And and I think the DK game, right? If Genji lost to DK, and we were here talking about DK Damon versus T1, right?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't think anyone would follow Genji, because they don't be like, yeah, they were 10,000 goal lead behind in 15 20 minutes, right? They
mm,
had no business winning that game. Well played to Damwon, right?
yeah.
GG.
Well, you can pull them.
The f-
You
no,
can still
but
pull them.
huh?
You can still pull them. Like
No, you can still
how
fault
were they
them,
in? Yeah, yeah.
but
Like
at the
how?
end of the day, you wouldn't be like, yeah, it's their whole fault. They threw the game. They didn't throw the game. There's like, yeah, it's like you can fault them for game one, right? But game five, it got behind so hard, and it was Canyon's Nidalee, which he's known for, by the way,
That was a classic DK
worldwide.
comp too. Like that's the secret sauce DK comp.
Yeah,
They pull out the
like
Jace, Nidalee, and Renekton whenever
it's
Yeah,
things are like back against
that's
the
the kind
wall.
of composition you can pull off with an actual top laner. Creo.
yeah, but my point
Just
is,
saying.
it was it was so textbook that you can go and say, yeah, Genji lost. DK just played better. Well played, right? But the
Yeah,
fact that Genji won just shows they literally did not give up. And it made me feel like Mad Lions versus Rogue Game 5. That very game where Mad was behind by a gazillion.
I swear to God, if Genji
But
managed to reverse sweep
the
T1,
thing is, no, the thing
imagine
is,
all the
I
salt.
yeah, that would be great. Like
But
Most salty moment of
like
TDS's
I want to
life.
start. I want to start this with what I say. I've joked around this, but in reality, I'm
it
not
should
mad
never
if
happen.
Genji. Like no, I'm not mad if Genji wins against T1. I
Mm,
think this is the most likely team to beat T1. Like
Yeah.
no
mm.
doubt about this. I still stand by my 3 but this is the team that can beat T1.
Yeah,
Now
this is
the
the
amount of
only
style
team
that
in
will come
Korea.
through out of team in Korea, yes, because Damwon without a top lane with an actual top laner is way too hard for them to actually beat
Yeah. But
T1. This
but
this like
again,
this.
like Genji is completely ahead of schedule, right? They're
Mm.
completely ahead of schedule. They're like, yeah, we just beat Damwon in a best of five. In a best of five, we should never won, right?
Yeah,
That's
but the
why you
pro
could.
like,
That's why you could
I
see
do
at the
want to
end they
say
were celebrating like this.
yeah, but I do want to say that Genji beating this damn one, they should be careful about not thinking that next play because
Yes.
from what I've seen, there's a potential that Nuri comes back.
I
So
mean, yeah.
that's another
Oh,
Uh,
another kind of thing that you have to worry about as Genji. And then I don't think you beat
yeah.
Damwon if you're Genji.
Yeah.
it's
T1
on the
yes, but Damwon,
horizon.
but Genji I'm not sure.
T1 on the horizon.
Yeah.
That
Like no,
But
this is the that is the best thing that can happen to SK if
yeah.
Nuguri comes back
Yeah. But
because they need a top lane. We need a top laner that actually shows really good dominance. Like
yeah.
Keen is great, but he's on Kwangan, so
Yeah.
screw that.
I mean,
We need Nuguri back.
my thing
Just
is,
saying.
I think Genji is going to get much better in summer, regardless of what happens on Saturday.
Mm.
Yeah,
They're going to get much better
that was
because
from the start.
this is a team. that's finally going to get some time to play together because COVID.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we got. Wait, what's my prediction? Ah, fuck. It's
Yeah.
so
What is your
hard.
prediction?
You're probably going to go 3 to T1, aren't you?
Uh, Man, I want to vote Genji so badly.
Oh wow.
I wa- just because I want to see the salt from T1
I mean,
fans.
I mean,
Honest
I'll
to
be
be
honest.
No,
honest.
I'll
like
be honest.
that's
If
a hundred
T1
percent.
loses to Genji, this like
Ooh, if
Twitter might explode.
if T1 loses to Genji, like I can assure you, don't enter Reddit. That shit is going to be awful for
This,
three
the
days. Like
absolute
I
salt
can
from T1
never.
I,
fans
I,
on
I,
Reddit
Yeah,
will be
no,
I
that's
mean,
going to be awful.
guys,
I
guys, I'll
wouldn't
say
even
this.
want to be
Guys, I'll
close to
say
that.
this in the next episode, right? In the next episode, we might not have TDS if T1 loses.
No, but like, hey, I'm a professional, okay? I don't let salt affect me.
We'll
I
see.
just want to say
No, this
I don't
We'll
I'm
TDS
see.
not even
knows.
going to get close. I'm not even going to get close to Reddit because watching the salt out of T fans is one of the most tilting things in the world. It's the biggest part of the stupidity that you can see consistently.
Yeah,
And
Like,
I'm a
I
T1 fan,
agree.
but I won't defend those T1 fans. They're so dumb
like
that
I
it's
agree.
incredible.
TDS. No, this
Love
is professional. He knows that the salt makes for great content. That's where the content comes from.
Yeah.
That's where the good content comes from.
Anyways, so
Okay,
T1 fighting.
I will vote. Fuck it, 3-2 Genji. Let's go.
oh well,
Okay.
Fuck
well,
it.
we
T1
believe,
fighting.
We
we
believe.
believe,
We
we
hopium,
believe,
everyone. We have the hopium.
we believe, we believe in Jovian ruler.
Yeah.
We
All
believe in the
right.
Church of Ruler, the Church of Ruler,
Church
because
of Ruler, come in. And
yeah,
speaking of churches, let's go to the LPL because we got double LM already on the.
yeah. But should we talk about Double Leon now, or
Wait.
should we just talk about it next week? Because well,
I guess we
uh,
can just talk about it next week. We don't need to. Let's just talk
Yeah,
about what
because
happened so far in LPL playoffs
yeah,
then.
because guys, just to
yeah,
let you
it's not
know,
going to happen yet.
the games have
LPL
been
on break.
shifted.
Yeah,
The
LPL
games have
on
been
break.
shifted. COVID reasons, just to ensure things go on without a hitch. I mean, good on LPL, right?
Yeah.
Good on
Yeah,
LPL.
better decision.
Good on LPL for making sure everyone
Okay.
can play at their full
Anyways,
capacity.
let's start from the very beginning, right?
Okay.
Because
First,
I don't
first,
think
first, I want to ask. First, I want to ask. Has there been? Is this like? Did you guys expect to get these four? I think it's kind of a.
I
I
think
honestly
we
thought
predicted
JDG
most of it,
versus
no?
Weibo was a coin flip, but given how Weibo was drafting, yeah, expected.
Okay, fair enough.
I think we
Uh,
predicted most of it,
I think.
like
I think it was.
legitimately.
I think we got a lot fine
Yeah,
here. I'm
no,
satisfied with these four
no,
top four.
I think I'm satisfied this is four as well because I think LNG showed us the frauds they are.
Yeah.
LNG shows what frauds they are, and Weibo clearly needs some time.
Honestly, I don't know if LNG you can call LNG frauds considering like.
I mean, let's start from the beginning, right? Did you
Yeah.
think?
Okay.
Did you think? What did you think of EDG? Let's start with that because I think
Before
we
or after?
no. I think based on the two series, right? Because BLG we got what we expected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
They won against RA, which they should have, and then they got
Yeah.
stomped by TES, which they should
Yeah.
Yeah.
have. But strictly talking about EDG, right?
Mm.
Are you satisfied with how EDG played, or what are your gripes?
Against FPX, they look clean. Against Weibo, they just showed what happened in the regular season. I don't know what. It's kind
Yes.
of if you had just watched EDG and no context about like the fact that they are the world's championship team, I guess what happened in playoffs is kind of expected of
Yeah.
what was reflected in the
Yeah.
regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that wasn't much more expectation. Like we both last week predicted kind of this where we didn't expect EDG
Weibo
to be
just
much.
storms
Yeah,
EDG.
and
Yeah.
the thing that really showcased in that series was that I think Scout is a top mid laner, but he was exposed in a lot of that series in the sense
Yeah.
that he didn't play necessarily bad, but when you had Scout plus Viper, you could see something happening for
Yeah.
EDG. But when neither are there, there's nothing to see out
I,
of
I mean,
EDG.
I mean, Scout really turned into superhuman in Game Three. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but that's about it. You get
Yeah,
one game from a scout, and that's about it. Like
I
it's not consistent enough,
I think the
which is kind of
biggest
a problem with
takeaway
EDG.
for me was how Weibo's bot lane every single time just matched Viper and Mako for blow,
Yeah,
or even
Yeah.
at times just outplayed them. Period.
Yeah.
Like I think that was the biggest telltale in that entire series is that
mm,
those two, that bot lane didn't go in EDG's way, and we always knew that the Shy was going to do something in the top lane, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, and this is and I felt like, of course, EDG didn't perform well, but this is a good transition because I want to talk about Weibo in this transition, right? Because
Mm.
Oh
when
wait,
you
can I close out with EDG something? Just to quickly
yeah,
close out on EDG. Landry is a shadow of himself. I hope that he either returns or gets out because this is screwing a lot of this EDG. We can go to Weibo.
yeah, but
Yeah,
honestly,
let's move on.
when I
We
look at
can we can also say like it's hard to run back a roster in the LPL
yeah,
without getting overtaken.
uh,
In the
and
world, it
and
feels
I'll
like,
get to that point, right? I'll get to that point, but
but yeah,
at the same time, when you look at Weibo and the series, earlier, a few, like about 12 hours ago, right?
Yeah.
That started 12 hours ago, like JDG and Weibo, right?
Weibo.
Mm.
Yeah,
And that's exactly the way you have to play Weibo. You have to gank top all the time.
Mm.
And I don't see, and this is why I think that Weibo exceeded what they were supposed to do and they were ahead of schedule. Because Weibo clearly has no idea how to play the game. Because I have no idea for half of the time what SFM was doing. I'm going to be honest. I
as
have
it should
no
be.
idea what SFM was doing.
Listen, if SOFM has no idea what he's doing, how can his opponents know?
Except for game 4, I have no idea what SOFM did. Because
As it
game
should be.
4 is exactly how you play against JDG after game 1.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah,
before, like Weibo gaming lives and dies off the battlefield. SOFM playing well or
Like,
not.
it's like when you see game
how
1
much more
and you
points would
see
you get?
Kanavi going to top lane over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
At that point, SOFM should make a conscious decision. Yeah, I'm gonna just sit top.
Yeah, Shadow Top. They
I'm
know
just gonna sit
Kanavi's
top.
going there.
I'm just gonna sit top. I know Kanavi is coming here,
Yep.
and he only did that once in game 4. After that, other than that, zilch. It's like they kept losing top lane because Kanavi went top lane over and over and over again. It's like they were tower diving the Shy, for God's sake. What is the Shy supposed to do?
It's the
It's
kind of
supposed
thing
to
where,
it's supposed to 1v3 them like he usually does.
like he
That's what it's
always does.
supposed to
Yeah,
do.
but that is kind of the thing where fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
with Weibo, it's fool me every time. I'm an idiot because it happens so consistently that you
When
should expect it, and they
for
still
me
fall for
thrice
it.
I'm out of playoffs.
I
That's
mean,
what happened.
I mean,
Like
I
yeah,
think
it's
I think
essentially
give
that
I
kind of
think
thing.
given the Shy circumstances, the Shy played as well as he could, right? Because
Mm.
he was getting bomb shackled by like JDG. Period.
Except that final game,
JDG's
but yeah,
JDG's entire plan was we go top lane and we screw up the Shy. That's what their entire plan was. Angel played
yep.
as well as he could because like what else do you expect him to do?
I think
And and
I
and then
think he
Huang
played
Feng
the
played the best
control
he could.
side
What
really
else could you
well.
do?
Yeah, like I think they played the control side as well as they could, especially because it felt like in every game they were always a foot behind or a step behind
Mm.
what Kanabi was trying to do. Which
Yeah,
in that kind of sense, it's always kind of hard because your jungler is always on the back foot in that sense, and they still managed to survive long enough or try and play around it correctly,
yeah,
which I think for JDG was doing well, and then Weibo's laners were doing quite well in
yeah.
spite of their jungler.
It's and then game 5 comes in and you draft that. You draft
So they
Aatrox
have
into a
two
cannon.
great pieces, but yeah,
You draft Aatrox into a cannon. You draft Misfortune into a Thresh.
It do be like that.
great drafting.
What are you doing?
Great question.
I'm
And
not
then
sure
you
what.
draft Hecarim, who does practically nothing.
Yeah, like the sequence
except
of
for
events
except
for
for
that
some
draft.
some we some occasional plays in the mid lane, right? He's just knocking everyone back. Sure, great idea. Do it more. You're a Hecarim.
I think he did it like twice or thrice, and then he began being bored about it and stopped doing it because he was bored about
It's a,
trying to go for those plays,
I
which
think
was random.
I think game four is what Weibo's coaching staff should focus on during the break for MSI Asian Games. Blah blah.
Yeah,
That is, yeah. Let's figure out a way to play aggressive because
consistently.
because we clearly saw what the shy does with that.
Yeah,
The shy just ruins your life. You give the shy enough of a support to stay safe in lane, the shy will destroy any top laner. Even in the series against JDG, even when Kanavi was going top lane every single time, you could see what the shy was doing. The shy's threat, even him being shackled so much, was enough to make JDG scared.
yeah.
Like it,
There was
it
the
was very apparent.
focal
Yeah,
no, but the scary point out of
yeah,
Weibo in a lot of
yeah,
those games were certainly trying to shut down the shy because
yeah.
if
Mm,
not, you don't know what can happen.
It was every single time it was clear and apparent JDG was scared of the shy.
yeah.
Yeah,
JDG was scared that the shy is going to pop off and we're going to lose this. And their entire game plan was we're not going to let the shy do anything. And they
which
did
they
just
didn't.
that. And
Yeah,
all of a sudden Weibo
Mm.
collapsed. I think what Weibo should do is Weibo should get a sub, and they should get a jungle sub at this point.
Who they get?
I don't
Meteor.
know who they get. I don't know. I don't frankly care. Right? Get
Hmm.
Meteor. Get get whoever's on a bench.
So there's a jungler that I think it's available and they can get 100% and
Who?
would work 100% for this team.
Who?
Who?
Now, I don't think they will get it because of factors,
Uh huh.
but it would be great if they get him.
Okay.
His name is Bo.
They won't get him.
They won't get him, I know, but that would be a really nice addition to them.
Yeah, but they
Legitimately.
won't they won't get
They
him
would be-
because I doubt he'll be able to play in China. So yeah, that's
He's
that.
already
Yeah,
his
that's why I
band's
say because
over
of
technically,
factors.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
his
Yeah, no,
ban is
but
over,
the
but I don't
stigma
think.
is there.
Yeah,
The stigma.
but I don't
So
think
so
Weibo
that's
will
why I
want
say
to take him
factors.
just for optics. Just for optics.
Like factor, like that's why I say factors. They are not going to take him because of those factors.
Yeah.
But just
Realistically, get
just
Meteor. Please,
I
someone
just
give
think
as a
Meteor a job.
player, I think they should.
I
Definitely.
I
Someone give
I
Meteor a job, please.
yeah
Please.
I think considering the situation Meteor is in, get Meteor. Right?
Some, someone give Meteor a job. Come on.
No,
He's good.
I think you can give him a proper place. Okay, give him some they'll give him some laners to work around, get some practice and see how that works because I think SOFM is not a fit.
Yeah.
If he doesn't change how he plays, it's not a fit. It's not a fit. Period.
I think for what they need, he's not
Because
going to be
you're not
useful
going
enough
to
for now.
change what the shy is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to change what the shy is, and you don't want to change what the shy is because you
No, you
clearly
don't.
see when he plays like how he generally plays, he can stomp anyone. He's an army upon
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah,
He's an army
he's a
himself.
psycho. He's a psycho.
Yeah.
He's a psycho player.
That's why I think that what he for what Weibo needs, SOFM is clearly not it. Which like they need to
But
change
again, they have
mode
an
if possible.
opportunity because they've seen how teams play against them,
Yeah.
and
But luckily,
they have time to go back to the drawing board
yeah.
and be like, yeah, this is what we need to fix. We have two
For summer.
months. We have two
Yeah, we have
months.
2 months.
I'm actually glad. Like, I think this was the best outcome for Weibo because I think if
Yes.
they got a little bit higher, they would think, okay, we're just a little bit off, so we can just keep the same roster and try and get towards the championship. But this is kind of the best spot because this means that they are not bad, but they still are lacking things that
Yeah.
they need to change, which means that they
Mm.
need to make a change. And I
Yeah.
think that this does benefit them in the sense that for summer, the actual important moment of the year, because that's Worlds, you can make the changes that are needed to be
Yeah.
done, which I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
for them is really crucial.
I
All
mean,
right.
I'm starting
Miles,
to
do you
think
want to add
about
anything
both. There's a
regarding
lot of
Weibo?
teams that do that. Fuck,
I don't really have anything
I mean,
to add to Weibo.
the thing is, again,
meh.
like Weibo should play like how JDG did, like gang top all the time, all the all the damn time. You have a great bot lane you have a great bot lane, so does JDG. You have a stable mid lane, so does JDG. Play through top lane if that's the only volatile laner you
If
have,
they
and
can
he
do it with 369, we should be able to do it with the Shy.
Yeah.
like the Shy
Especially
has
the
done
jungle.
this in deficits.
Yep.
The Shy dealt 24,000 damage with
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
Nard that wasn't positive.
The Shy thing.
So the shy things, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And you're
But
just
yeah.
like, we won't get top lane. It's like, what is this? Weibo needs to get their act together, and like this is one of the things to watch in summer. Like
Yep.
whether Weibo adapted. If Weibo didn't adapt, get SOFM out of here immediately. Like
yeah,
you
I
can
think the
get
problem
Meteor,
is
right? You can get
here's the
Meteor.
problem Slayer. Here's the problem Slayer. Weibo for SOFM is a very selfish jungler, right?
Yes.
He will play for himself all the time instead of playing for his teammates.
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone thought that, Sword Art would come in and probably give some structure to that team. But then On has played so well, you can't really do that.
Yeah, but I thought about that. Like since they were doing quite well with On,
Guys,
I thought there
Sword
was no
Art
chance
goes
for
to
Sword
jungle. No, I'm
to
just
do
kidding.
No, no,
it.
but let's be realistic, right? Weibo felt like they had no structure in games they were losing. They had no structure.
Yep.
I think Sword Art would have helped with that. I do not think Sword Art would be mechanically as good as On was playing, and I believe that is why On's still playing, right?
Hmm.
Because On is
Well, they did
clearly
try
showing,
Sword Art, right?
huh?
Yeah. They did try Sword Art and it failed them.
No.
So
I
I
Hmm.
think
think that
Sword
that
Art play
affected
no
them
Sword Art
as
played
well.
well in the 1 or 2 series he played,
The
right?
thing the thing is they lost, which I think
What?
affects the kind of decision making they
Yeah.
do because we win more consistently with On. With Sword Art we can win, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
So I think they
Hmm.
yeah.
just
But the
stick with
thing
On
is the
kind of
same
thing.
thing I feel with the Uzi subs, right? You don't give
Hmm.
him enough games, and
Yeah,
you just
but that's the thing. Look how it turned out. They at the end they didn't matter. They stuck with Udogo. So
no. They had to
I
stick
feel
with
like
Doggo
that's kind
because
of the
Uzi
thing.
said no. I'm not going to deal with this.
But they were going to stick with Dogo anyway because Dogo was going to be playing. Like I
Yeah,
think Uzi played the last two. I think that's it.
last three.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I feel like at the end they were going to stick with Dogo, and that's why at the end they Uzi decided to go.
Yeah, but
That's
again,
kind of the decisions that I saw there. But yeah,
I don't know what the internal workings is and how much they're practicing, right? But this is my perspective. At this point, SOFM should be on notice. If you don't pick up, get out. I'm
he's getting
serious.
a yellow card. If
Yeah,
if he messes up,
because
red card. You're
because
right.
you cannot be the fourth best team in LPL. You have a roster that could be top 3 or even the best in the LPL. Make use of that.
Potentially.
That's why I said could, because make use of it. You have it.
Yeah,
It's like you brought the Shy for that reason. And you
to
are
win.
not going to win if the Shy is being put behind like this every single game. For every single moment. And yeah. On the flip side, JDG played exactly what Wei was supposed to play, right?
Yep.
And yeah,
Or
but
Great.
arguably Kanavi's been the best jungler in the LPL.
I mean,
yeah,
it's
so
hard to
Slayer,
look at other
I have
numbers.
to
Yes.
go. I have to go. So if you want, you can just continue with TDS about LNG if you want to rant about that more.
I mean, could you give us 5 minutes? We'll wrap it in 5 minutes. Give us
You'll
five
rant about
minutes.
LNG for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. No,
All
we'll
right,
just give
go.
5 minutes. You stay 5 minutes. We'll wrap in 5 minutes. So LNG,
Okay.
I'll run for 2 minutes. Okay. Ale, you're on notice.
We started great.
We're starting strong here, folks. We're starting
Ale, you're
strong.
on
Yeah.
notice because we've only seen one split from you where you've been good. This split, you're garbage. Like like LNG could have Shintian and they'd be better.
True.
And this is like, and don't be something awful. I don't know what's happened to Tarzan.
I mean,
Well,
if
he
you have a
doesn't have
top
The
like
only
laners.
that
bright
and a
spot,
mid like
Yeah, he
that,
the
doesn't have
only bright
laners,
spot is
so
I1D and Light.
r-
And Light. Light's
and
been
like
playing really well.
give Light some
I
good
feel like
good.
one D.
Light's been
I
playing
feel
really
like I
well.
one D is way too. Yeah, I take light as the only bright spot. He's
Yeah.
the light.
I mean, I1D just played a few games, but Light definitely bright spot.
Yeah.
But
Imagine saying last year, right? Light
but
will be the bright spot of LNG next
but
year.
this is a utter disaster considering the roster. Even worse than
Yeah.
BLG. Because in BLG, you took 5 players out. You brought 5 different players to play together. In
Yeah, and here you
in
just added two.
In LNG, you're supposed
LNG,
to have a system. You're supposed
one
to have a system already.
one. I mean, sure, Lumao, but
But
it
yeah,
didn't matter a whole lot. Doinby didn't make a difference. Tarzan regressed. Al- Ali could be in conversation for one of the worst top laners in the LPL. This split. That's how
this
bad this
map
team
of
is.
the top lane, this map of the LPL.
It's if they don't if they don't make worlds
Hmm.
this year,
Yeah.
Ali doesn't have a spot. Ali doesn't have a team.
Yeah, that could be the case.
LNG is going to clearly replace him,
Yeah.
and this will be a huge indictment on Doinby
The thing is, I think if
because
Doinby
you were
fails
brought
this
for
year, he
this reason,
retires.
huh?
I think if Doinby fails this year, he retires
Yeah,
because he's always played with the possibility. He's always hinting at maybe this is my last word and that. If he fails this year, I feel like there's no
yeah.
second time. I think he just retires because he feels like he simply doesn't have it
Okay.
anymore.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Doembe's a grinder, right? He just grinds all the
yeah.
time. I felt
Yeah,
like
but
in
he
I
has
felt
such a
like in
huge stream.
the no, huh?
He has such a huge stream that he can just dedicate his
No,
time to
yeah,
grinding that.
I know, but I felt like Worlds was an indication that he gave that it ran his tank ran out.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fair enough.
Like
TS.
you know that moment when the car just stops.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That I
Okay.
felt like that's
Fair
what
enough.
happened to Doembe
Okay.
last year in Worlds.
TS
Yeah,
shortly. I think they're playing phenomenal, right?
Yeah, same.
But this LNG didn't test them for 1 second,
Yeah, the
right?
test comes
true.
next week.
I felt BLG tested them more than LNG at this point
I
Yeah.
mean,
because BLG did some stuff where TS had to think what to do.
Damn, TS
LNG
thinking.
LNG
Hold up.
LNG just decided to get run over.
yeah,
And
LNG was there.
yeah,
Like ignoring their bad drafting, they were still just there.
yeah, and yeah, that's that. Well, to wrap up the video, I just want to
Mm,
pull out 2 international news. First of all,
yeah.
Worlds is officially held in Busan.
Worlds or
Well,
MSI?
MSI, right?
Okay, yeah.
Against the Worlds.
Worlds is in
Yeah,
Busan. Yeah, yeah. NA, sorry. No. It's definitely in NA. Worlds is still in NA, but MSI is in Busan.
I've been there.
I don't like it.
nice.
I don't like it one bit. And I've shared my views on this before.
To be
I think it's
Yeah,
a
fair,
bad idea.
to be fair,
true.
Busan is a city with a lot of wide space, so it's
Maybe.
I've been there, so
Okay.
I know what it's like in the
I,
actual city.
yeah, I think they probably like the only thing that I can kind
It's
of
not
see
packed.
is
It's
if
not
there's
dense. There we go. It's not a dense city.
Thank God.
yeah no, but I mean like if that's one of the places where the cases are lower
Where is
compared to the
Lol
rest.
Park? It's in Seoul,
That's
right?
It's in Seoul.
yeah,
Okay.
Little Park is Seoul.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Uh, as long as we don't have any COVID outbreaks, we're good. The second news is which comes from the region of Asia, right?
Mm,
Yeah,
Uh, it's about the VCS because apparently, if uh, Gami Sports wins the VCS, right,
yeah,
they might not be attending MSI because
yeah.
they have to go to the
Asian Games. Yeah.
it's called the
ASEAN. I think it's the.
but
Is it the
I
ASEAN
think
game?
it's not the Asian Games, it's the other one.
there's a
ASEAN.
Southeast Asian Games.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Yeah,
ASEAN games. ASEAN. That's
Yeah.
the name of the.
Yeah.
That's the name for it's our quote unquote our NATO.
Yeah. So
okay.
I think it's the Southeast Asian Games, right? And
Yeah.
I believe, and if Gami Sports wins the VCS split, then they probably might not make MSI, and the runners-up will make MSI, which is kind
Yeah,
of sad.
they're obligated to go to the
Yeah,
ASEAN.
yeah, because that's Vietnamese League
And
of
to be real, we'll
Legends.
probably stomp everyone there. Not gonna lie, they're probably just going to win that straight up.
Seriously?
Huh?
I mean,
The
who's
ASEAN.
there other than Vietnam?
Philippines, Thailand, uh,
I mean,
uh,
does the PCS have a
Singapore.
good team right now? What's the PCS's best
Well,
team?
GAM is the best team, no?
The
I don't think
PCS
PS.
was the
I don't think
PCS's
PCS
best.
can hold up right now.
Yeah, but yeah, Gam would probably stomp that. They'd get a trophy for it, but I think them missing out on MSI would be a blow.
It would be bad. I agree, but it's
But
kind of
again,
funny as well because this time they
I
missed
don't
it,
like the
but because
format
of
yet
home
again.
trumps.
I don't like the format yet again. They're running back with the format
Yeah.
for MSI, and
Oh my god.
I don't like the format of three teams in one group. Just saying.
So I hope that this is the time where they are going to run it as one last time, see if it does well, and if it and when it does not, because the format is bad, they decide to change it for World.
Do you think every team, every 11 team that's been mentioned, they go to MSI, like the
I
11
think
regions, except
I
obviously
think
LCL.
I think everyone will go because I think that from an A, like from West, I think there's not going to be any
Yeah.
problem. I
Okay.
legitimately think there's not going to be any problem from here.
Okay.
From Asia, I'm much more skeptical, but Korea is assured because it's in Korea,
Yeah.
and I think China will go because pride.
Yeah. And yeah, I think the question is the VCS and the LCO in my opinion. Those are the two
Yeah,
questions. Anyways, any final thoughts, Miles?
Uh, I just feel sad for Gam if that's the case because I do
Yeah.
feel like they're just gonna stomp everyone, everyone there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
look at the
Well,
bright side. At least it's
the problem
not
with
because of
PC
COVID this time.
the problem with PCS is that since Taiwan, Hong Kong is not part of ASEAN that I'm aware of, so
yeah.
uh I think I'm not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure that PCS won't be sending a representative. So it's
Okay.
just basically GAM having to do it, and they're gonna get another trophy at least. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But but
sad.
but but in my opinion, right? If even if GAM doesn't win, if GAM doesn't win the VCS, it's just GAM doesn't make MSI anyway, so they can just easily go to
Yeah.
the Southeast Asia games.
Wait,
So yeah,
who's in PCS playoffs right now? Anyway,
VCS. Yeah.
let me
Uh,
see the VCS playoffs right now, just to see who would be going
I don't think the
instead.
VCS has even started yet. Like it, I don't think it's the playoffs has even started yet.
Only GAM is confirmed. My bad. Yeah, only GAM is confirmed. So still gonna be a while. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all we're gonna talk about today.
Look at the difference. GAM's 10-0.
Yep.
If this team doesn't make MSI, this is gonna be like the
Sad
saddest thing
life.
ever. Yeah,
Sad life.
like they miss it
Three in a
once
row
again.
already.
Bad luck, Levi, man. Bad luck, Levi. It'd be like that.
Bad luck, Levi. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's gonna be it for us, guys.
Yep.
Next week we're gonna be talking more about the matches
LPL.
and more in LPL because
Hey, T1
and
Yeah,
we're
LCK is
also
because
gonna
gonna
LCS is
come.
discuss.
over.
Yeah, we'll wrap up LCK. We'll talk about LPL. We'll talk more about NA because I think they're gonna be
LEC as
starting,
well. Yeah.
and LEC. Yeah, so we still have a lot of stuff to talk about
Yeah,
next week.
Yep.
It'll
there's a
be
lot of things.
and I think I'll have if we're gonna start earlier, I'll definitely have more time to be able
Okay,
to talk
let's
with you
do
guys
that
about
then.
it. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
So
That's it.
yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching the Plebcast. My name is Miles David. There's up above me is Slayer and TDS, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.